We'll see if the sound is going. It wasn't on, so I want to know. I hit on some new sneakers.
Oh yeah, what'd you get?
I got the I was not expecting to do this, but I was just like, fuck it, I will go for it. Got the Toro Bravo Jordan 5s.
The red shits?
Yeah, the red
I saw
on red.
I saw them the other day. They look pretty cool.
They had two ways you could get them. You could go on the sneakers app and try to reserve a pair at the Nike store, and then you go pick them up.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what happened. I waited for the time to turn over. It turned over. It said book now. I clicked it. It said sold out.
Rip.
It was about, I don't know, a second before.
Sounds like buying
Portland
shoes on the
sold
internet.
out. I was like, well, what's the point of even doing this to me?
Sounds like buying shoes on the internet. Speaking of the internet, what's up, internet? Ladies and gentlemen, pimps and players, half-ass rappers, and true rhyme sayers. This is Basketboards for April 15th. I am Terry. This is the lovely Mikey. We got Bjorn behind the boards, and Bucket is in the building. That's right.
Buckets.
That's right. Big Buckets is here. He's just
Bucket.
loafing in the chair.
Hey.
He's going to get up here?
He's
I don't
gonna
know.
get up. No, he's just gonna look at me and fucking sideways me.
It's all right. This is kind of what I want him to do anyway.
we got another action-packed Thursday here. What's the lineup? It's Suns
And Kings, and then Celtics and Lakers.
Suns and Kings, which should be a blowout.
It better fucking be a blowout.
They might run Luke Walton out of town on a stretcher.
Kings are not playing. Marvin Bagley is not playing tonight, and Rashawn Holmes is out for the night as well.
You know what I'm glad about? I'm glad we're past the trade deadline, so I don't have to listen to Marvin Bagley's dad complain about trying to get him traded off the Kings anymore. You can't do it.
Yeah.
And then, so then we got Celtics and Lakers. The matchup for the ages. Two of the greats of the NBA back in the day when it was like the Magic and Bird era. Faced off a ton. Natural rivals. How do you feel about Boston? Just in general.
Fuck Boston.
Fuck Boston. I'm going to get on board with that train. I'm going to say there's certainly lovely people, places, and things in Boston. I don't know that I've experienced many of them.
It's definitely a place.
I would say I feel like now I'm on some sort of like Mike Malloy hit list. So, Mike, if you've tuned out of wrestling and somehow tuned into our show here about basketball and skateboarding, please don't kill me. Boston's great. Now, the Boston Celtics, on the other hand, I have a special hatred for right now because they beat my beloved Blazers the other evening. It was bad. I hated watching it. We were in my living room. I was watching it with my roommate, Andrew. And it was, I guess now I know what it's like to lose to like a Damian Lillard shot in the last few seconds.
You got
that shit sucks, man. So
it's
my condolences to all the teams. Now I understand a little bit why Paul George is such a corny hater. But yeah, we're gonna watch them play against the shorthanded Lakers this evening. Lakers still got, what's the deal? It's AD, LeBron, and then is there a third that's on the injured?
I think Kuzma might be out.
Kuzma, I know, played the other night. I hope that Kuzma's playing tonight so I can make fun of him some more.
I hope he still looks like Amber Rose.
Schroeder had his suspension, and I don't know if that has ended either. I don't know how long him and wait, hold on.
I kind of don't pay attention to the Lakers at all.
Well, he got ejected the other night because he was jawing off against, who the fuck was it?
It was
basketball's a blur for me now.
Was it Paul George? No, it was Kyrie. Him and
Kyrie got double ejected the other night.
He said, Kyrie, you toe dragged on that front shove, redo. And Kyrie was like, nah, man, that was clean. And then
the refs were just
yo, you guys are both out. we should. Skate should definitely have one referee.
Yeah. One notable thing, as we're talking about the Nets got the dog shit whooped out of them in that matchup against the Lakers. They lost by a whole lot.
Yeah, it was not a good game for them. KD was on minutes restriction. Didn't look like himself. The rest of the team was just trash. And then Steve Nash did that weird thing where he left the bench in. He just let him run the minutes. I think he's just trying to get the bench more experience in those type of situations.
Which is funny because their bench is like a bunch of vets. Also, one thing I didn't put in the little bullet point list before, but big shout out to LaMarcus Aldridge retiring today. That's the big news. Turns out he's got some health issues, and he's just going to hang up the shoes rather than try to finish off the season with the Nets and grab that ring he's been looking for. definitely a bummer. You hate to see the end of a career come because of like a health issue or injury or anything like that. LaMarcus Aldridge obviously plagued with injury. We were just talking before we went live. In my opinion, he's easily in the top 10 Blazers of all time, despite the fact that he was injured. Did amazing things with the team, helped usher the team into a new era where it wasn't just like, I don't know.
The only other running all-star next to Damian Lillard in the last 6-7 years.
Yep, that was a hot topic of discussion. I swear to God, we're not going to talk about Blazers all night, but this is noteworthy. We're talking about it because old LMA. What I will say is that I think that we would have 2 all-stars on the team this year had CJ McCollum not got his ankle busted or wrist. Whatever it was.
I've actually been watching a lot and paying attention to a lot of Blazers stuff lately. Cantor to start. I'm going to say it. He should be starting right now. Nurk is trash.
I'm not going to go as far as to say Nurk is trash.
He's trash right now.
I think, like, in comparison, I would be...
I think Cantor's putting together more sound games for the Blazers and being more of a consistent player. I think Nurk's still finding his feet underneath him right now. But, I mean, that takes time when you have a team plagued with injuries. You're trying to run everybody back in.
And still being short Zach Collins. The tough thing for me is that... I feel like I've been in purgatory with Nurk for a really long time. I personally, like I said this before, up until kind of bubble last year, I was like a very casual NBA fan, and it wasn't until that stuff kicked in for me to really ratchet things back up. I've never seen like real Nurk domination, so I say I'm in purgatory because I'm like waiting for that day. There's always something around the bend with Nurk. There's always like, oh, he's hurt, but when he gets back, like it's gonna be game on and da 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 da.
I mean that fucking leg injury is fucking insane. I'm surprised he plays basketball to this day. Honestly,
it's tough. But you know, when you got the Turkish tank putting up 30 boards in one night.
Yeah, that was pretty impressive.
It's hard. It was against the Pistons.
30 boards is 30 boards, even against the Pistons.
Yep.
I mean, that record is probably going to stand for like the next 15 years.
Yeah, that's a franchise record for the – I mean, I could see him breaking it, especially if he does get into a starter rotation.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest, Harry Giles ain't doing shit.
No.
Zach Collins, I have no
I don't even know if
idea
Zach Collins plays basketball.
I know that he loves running that bootleg Harley Davidson shit on the sidelines. I know that, like, I don't know. I don't know what Zach Collins is doing. I don't know what his timetable is looking like for a return.
Yeah, I don't think he's a basketball player anymore.
Zach Collins to me is like the Canadian girlfriend that your friend had. You're just like, I don't necessarily believe that you exist. I know that like someone tells me that you do, but...
Bro, here's a Polaroid you sent me. It's really her.
We got warm-ups going on right now. We're tuned into the Suns game to start. I think let's hit this while we can, because again, they're playing the Kings tonight and they are in Phoenix. So
I'm hoping for a blowout. Suns have been ranked #1 power rankings overall after their dominant win over the Utah Jazz.
Mikey over here has turned into a stat nerd. Ever since his team started putting stats up.
That's very fair, because those stats were not the same for me for a long time.
I mean, I can say I've been on both ends of that coin, and there's times where you're just like, listen, there's a lot in the game that can't be quantified in stats.
I will say, unlike Eric McCollum, I understand how stats work. And he learned the hard way that you don't say facts when you're spewing not facts.
That's the fellow that was like, didn't understand how defensive ratings work.
It was CJ McCollum's brother. CJ McCollum's brother got out of pocket on Twitter and started stating facts, but then he didn't understand that the higher the number, the worse the defensive rating was, and he basically proved his own point.
You know, it doesn't get much bigger. You don't get much more Homer-ish.
Yeah, I mean, it's your brother. Like, props to having their brothers back. Like, honestly, way to have it. Just to understand how that stat works before you spew it out.
You know, some people think that the best way to win golf is to have the highest number at the end of the day, and they got a little reading to do.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm gonna be curious. So the Lakers Celtics has got to be a TNT game, which means it's probably gonna run a little late because there's probably a game in front of it. What do you think? So I will look up the line right now. What do you think the line is for Suns?
Suns
Kings?
15.
Suns 15. You obviously don't know how betting works.
Okay. Oh, 12.
I hope I eat these words right now. I hope I pull it up and it's like, ooh, Suns 16-point line.
I'll say a 12-point line.
12-point line, I think, is actually somewhat realistic given the matchup. I'm going to go with. Are you saying 11.5 or 12.5? Because it's generally a half.
It's a
point.
half.
Yeah.
I'll go 11.5.
11.5. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say. I think that's a good guess. I'm gonna Prices Right it. I'll go.
Closest without going over.
How much do you think they pay that rubber band guy?
Rubber band guy makes
The rubber band
probably
man?
twice,
Like,
at least three times my salary.
I would bet you he makes the same as like the physical trainer at a mid to large high school,
or
Mid-
none. Or
mid-
he's an intern.
but he gets a ring.
Yeah, he gets a ring at the end of the year.
He gets
Which,
a ring.
might I say, the Suns are in contention.
Suns are in contention, man. I think they're definitely, obviously, they're going to be shooting for that number 1 spot. Hopefully, the Jazz get knocked off a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to get super deep into like the matchups and like what they kind of lack and this and that. But I mean, crazier things have happened. Sorry, wilder things.
I just don't think we have the playoff experience to really win it all. But who knows? Chris Paul could bring a lot to the table.
I do think the experience is going to be probably the most commonly cited reason why it's unlikely that they're going to go super deep.
I say Western Conference Finals.
I think I could see Western Conference Finals lose in like 6.
Yeah.
You know,
It'd be a fun
depending
series.
on who the matchup is.
Yeah. I think it's going to be a Lakers-Suns matchup.
Huh. Wait, so what was your guess?
11.5.
You're close. 12.5 is the line.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn.
I don't know that I've seen a line above like 12, 13. How about you think for Lakers? What do you think the Lakers line is?
I'm going to put the Celtics 4.5.
Bovada's got them at 7.5.
7.5.
They
okay.
do not have a lot of faith in the Lakers for the matchup this evening, which
Yeah.
is fair.
Honestly, both teams could lose, and that'd be cool with me.
Both
if-
the Celtics,
if-
they
if
somehow
somehow they just-
managed to get a double loss in
Yeah.
one game. I guess like what would happen if there was like a bench clearing brawl?
Ooh, that'd be fun. Marcus Smart definitely stabbed somebody.
But I mean, like, how would the league? I don't remember what happened with the Malice in the Palace.
Was
that a?
it was a
Pacers
lot of
forfeit?
games. It was a lot of. I don't know who. I don't know. They finished the
like,
game. I think they finished
Not
the game.
that day. They didn't. They may have just called it at that point.
They might have called it. Whoever was winning won. That was a messy.
P.S. I haven't been checking out the chat. If you are here, we got Nico in the building. Nico asked about Drummond about 8 minutes ago. I apologize. I do not remember what we were talking about.
I think Drummond's toe is still
Oh, right, for
an
being
issue.
Yeah.
But you don't know. I don't know about that.
We'll
I don't.
see.
Like I said, I don't really pay attention to the Lakers because I hate them so much.
Yeah, but they're also. I mean, it's funny. You should be paying attention to them because.
That's who we're going to play in the Western Conference Finals.
Fuck a Western Conference Finals. You might play the Lakers in the first round of the playoffs.
Yeah, if they've definitely been dropping games. I think LeBron's still at like 2 weeks out I think AD is 2 weeks from healthy or 2 weeks from playing. LeBron's about 3 weeks from playing. So
Okay.
that's like going to be some significant time. They could be playing the Blazers in a play-in, which I would love to see that.
Whoa. Let's not get carried away here.
Okay, Blazers aren't going to be in the play-in.
I think it depends on what the Mavs do.
Yeah. I would love to see the Blazers
Wait, what
and
happened
Lakers.
to Jimmy Butler?
Hopefully nothing because he's a great person.
Jimmy Butler's a G.
Yeah.
I don't like when they.
Oh, he just
do
came
this,
down
but-
on someone else's foot.
Oh, classic.
Yeah.
Well, this is the last game. You should know all about this, dude. Were you not watching? What kind
The thing
of fan are you?
is about that game is I have been able to actually turn off games in the fourth quarter because usually no lead was ever safe with the Suns, and like now I'm like, oh, it's fourth quarter, we're up
I
by
was
like
just
15.
gonna say, man, as a Blazer booster, no lead is safe.
Yeah.
in either direction.
No, totally. But I think I called that game and started watching another one. At
Oh
a
yeah,
certain
shit,
point.
they were up like 18 or something
Yeah,
like that.
we won by 20.
Oh, won by 20.
Yeah.
Interesting, because the Heat is, no pun intended, getting a lot of heat for some Eastern Conference shakeups. Like, people are saying that's the team. That's like the sleeper.
I think they're pulling a LeBron and they're just coasting to the playoffs, and then they're going to turn it on in the playoffs.
Yeah.
I think Eric Spoelstra is a great coach. They are a defensive-minded team. They have some kinks to really work out, but given health circumstances, I think they'll do a deep playoff run, probably in the semis.
I was going to say, I don't see them going to the finals,
No.
which is funny because, well, they would have to face off against either the Sixers or the Nets to get to the finals.
Either of those
the
teams
Eastern
are-
Conference finals, that is.
Yeah.
Not the finals. And, I mean, as it stands right now, so correct me if I'm wrong, Sixers are in the number 1 spot.
I
think
are.
they outpaced the Nets, and Nets are, I think they're going to be able to turn it on at will.
Yeah, because I don't know how many games James Harden, Kyrie, and KD have all played together.
Like 7,
Yeah,
or
I
something
wanna
like
say
that.
it's 7,
No, it's like
something
it's
really
a
low.
very small number, and they do. So this has been a topic of discussion. Seeing the way that Nash has been playing them, they're really kind of like spreading it around. They're not stacking minutes and then putting the bench guys in. They're kind of like rotating through those superstars.
Well, when you got 3 superstars, anyone can be on the floor. Literally, a superstar could be on the floor every second of that game.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the crazy thing about having 3.
Also depends on what your definition of superstar is. I think you get obviously the 3 amigos, but then, I mean, are we going to consider Blake Griffin a superstar in the year of our Lord 2021? Like, are we? LMA is out of the game now, but
I'd say Blake's a threat. I don't know if he's a superstar. As soon as he got traded out of LA, I think he lost his superstar status.
I would agree with that statement. I think, though, that he's playing a different role now, and he understands his position on the Nets. He is a role player. He is a guy who does what they need him to do whenever.
Well, he's older. His game's changed. He's
Yeah.
not saying he's not as athletic. He's just as athletic, but
I'll
he's
tell you
definitely
what, though, my man is dunking again,
Yeah, he's
much to the
dunking.
chagrin of Pistons fans who were just like, they could not buy a dunk out of Blake Griffin the entire time he was on that team. And now he's done like 12 or 13 since he came over to the Nets. Like,
he just didn't want to dunk for Detroit.
dude, he is just saying, fuck y'all. You want to see me dunk? Watch my old games.
He had some sick dunks back in the day. I will say his he doesn't deserve to be
Not
a
the one
dunk
that he,
champion.
nope, when
No,
he
that's
jumped over
fucking-
that Kia. I'm
That
not
was
impressed,
product.
man.
That was product placement, and I can jump over a fucking hood of a Kia.
I can't, but I'm not a professional athlete, so. Wait, he jumped over the hood?
Yeah, he didn't
Not
go.
even the
He didn't
roof.
go over the roof. He went over the hood of a Kia.
What a schmuck. I probably
It
could
was
jump
it's
over the
product
roof
placement.
of
It was the dunk contest presented by Kia, and then fucking the guy who wins has a Kia in
But
it.
we were talking about this. Wasn't
fuck that.
Were they in LA for that one? Because we all know that Kia is the presenting car sponsor of the Staples Center.
I'd say
for
it
some
probably.
reason.
I would say it probably is. They probably definitely like Kia, a reliable car.
Here's the
but
thing.
like not hard to dunk. Or if I was Blake Griffin, not hard to dunk over.
I'm not going to get spicy about determining whether or not people are worthy of getting dunk championships because my man Ant Simons has one, and that's where I'm going to leave it.
An asterisk one.
I don't.
I think until we're like clear of the pandemic, everything's an asterisk.
Are we going to asterisk the championship this year if the
I
Suns
mean,
win?
no.
Yeah, buddy. See, that was the funny thing last year.
It only works if your team's not involved.
When they cut the year a little short, and it was like, okay, we don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this bubble thing. It's gonna be wild. Me and I think a lot of other people were like, cool, you win a ring this year, it doesn't count. It's an asterisk, like da 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 da. And then the Blazers start getting hot in the bubble, and I was like, nah, fuck that shit. No, ring's a ring, baby.
Ring's a
Win's a
ring.
win.
Yeah, win's a win. Suns win 8-0 in the bubble. Best performance. Ugh,
Now-
I relive the bubble.
Real quick, as we talked about teams that would be more fitting for other places, I think it would be hilarious, but it'd be confusing for people if LA also had the Kings basketball
Hockey
team.
and
Just hockey.
yeah.
Like they just were like, yeah, we're the Kings.
So you bring up a thing, and this is like this only works in like a theoretical conversation because
Right.
no city would ever do this. But it would be cool if that was the case. If they were like, yeah, it's the Pittsburgh Pirates for hockey, baseball.
Yeah,
and
you only
football.
get one.
Yeah, you get one. It's
But
just
bro,
like no, like a high school. They have all the
Yep,
same.
yep,
Like it
exactly.
doesn't matter what sport you're
High
playing.
school,
You're still the
college.
fucking Bulldogs.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like every single team for the University of Utah is the Utes.
yeah.
So like,
It makes sense. I don't know. I've always thought that.
I think that
Why
it,
we
think
gotta have
I-
all these different
Yeah,
teams?
yeah, exactly. I
But
gotta
this-
buy
we had a
Coyotes gear.
we had a question very
Cardinals.
similar to this stream like a week or two ago. We all know what the answer is. The answer is money. The
Oh,
answer is
yeah.
we want to sell 3
Sell more
jerseys
shit.
and not 1 jersey. But It would be an interesting direction.
It would just be cool because you could just wear like your hockey jersey to to the Kings game.
Well,
the basketball game when it's
is
cold
this
out.
But
also-
what game?
Is this how
Yeah.
stuff goes in? Well, that would be a little confusing too, because when you're talking about like those college sports, you're not like, yeah, I'm going to the Utes game. You'd be like, or
go
I guess you
Utes
would
hockey?
in
Or, like,
football
Utes-
season. But
Utes
like, if
football.
you're saying that, the person that you're talking to is like, yeah, you're a hockey dude. You're going to the hockey game, or
Mhm.
yeah, you're going to go to the basketball game. You're going to go to the
Or like
volleyball
whatever
game.
their main team is. That
Or
people
whatever's
care
in
about.
season at that point
Yeah.
that like people are actually going to.
Yeah.
Because let's not front, there's a lot of college sports that people do not give two shits about.
Examples. Volleyball. Volleyball.
actually-
people give a shit about volleyball.
Volleyball is a huge program at University of Utah and BYU. I think I mean like I'm talking about like, and I'm going to say this because I formerly lived with someone who played. Like, women's lacrosse is a sport,
Mhm.
and I think for younger people that makes a lot of sense. For older heads, they're like, "Isn't that field hockey?" But no, women's lacrosse is a sport. It has, man, if you want to get into some weird, like, not double standards, but just like messed up stuff about like the difference in the two sports that get played.
Let's get into it.
Well, I'm not a very authoritative source on this, but like women's lacrosse has rules that are like the most absurd, like we must protect the girls bullshit in the world. So like one of them is like when a penalty or like if there's a whistle, everybody has to stop and stand exactly where they are. You cannot continue running, walking, anything. I think
no
you have to drop your
continuation.
stick. Not even a continuation. It's like not like a play thing. It's like every single person stops, and I think they make you take a knee, and it's just absurd. Like they don't do that in guys lacrosse.
Yeah.
We should just get Hannah on here. We've
might
talked
injure
about this.
their dicks
Yeah, right.
or their
Poor
egos.
boys. Yeah, that's more
Honestly, when it comes down to women's sports,
People might think that they're not.
I'm a big
disrespecting
Thorns
the
fan.
flag.
I think women's soccer is fucking sick.
Did
They
you
don't-
cop a jersey because they were on sale the other day?
Not yet. I will cop a jersey though, because what is it? My girl, 22. I don't know her name, but she was fucking throwing bows on there, and I was just like, "Damn, I'm gonna get that jersey." She's fucking feisty. I'm down. I'm fucking down for women's soccer. And oddly enough, today, not oddly enough, but the WNBA draft was today
I
too.
know, yeah. Flagrant was going off on Twitter.
Yeah, I watched
Flagrant
that.
Mag was kind of doing a live tweet, like play-by-play with who's getting picked up. And so you watched the draft?
I didn't watch the draft. I watched Flagrant's.
You're
I watched their tweets come down.
feverishly refreshing.
I was feverishly refreshing Flagrant's tweets, and my girl from Arizona, she got drafted to the Hawks, or
What
not the
round?
Hawks, the Atlanta Dream.
What round?
She went 3rd overall.
3rd overall. That's not bad.
Yeah, it's
How
good.
many rounds do they go?
I assume. I mean, there's not that many teams,
There's
unfortunately.
8 teams, is my understanding.
Fuck, that's not enough.
Yeah.
Portland needs to bring back the fire.
Portland needs a team. I mean,
Portland needs a fucking WNBA team so bad.
I think that like. I think that.
Well, they had. So my understanding, I looked it up a little bit. 2000 to 2002 was the only years that the Portland had the WNBA, the Portland Fire. So they only had it for 2 years. They didn't give it a lot of time to actually like gain traction
off,
or
yeah.
take off. So I think that was where it went off. And honestly, like in the very beginning of it, unfortunately, like the early 2000s, that was not the most woke time period for women's sports.
I do remember there was that buzz around a lot of just women's sports in general when, and I don't mean the more recent one, but like when the women's soccer team was just like outpacing everybody else. When that, like maybe it was a World Cup or
It was
something,
Team USA.
but not the one with like Megan that was a couple years ago.
No, the one that told Trump to go fuck himself.
No,
That
no,
team?
no, no. I'm saying like back in like early aughts, I feel like there was buzz, and it was like all of a sudden everyone's like, yeah, this is great. And I think that there was a lot of like trickle down where people were like, yeah, wait, this is really fun to watch. Like
Yeah,
I like
women's
this
soccer
sport.
rules.
Yeah. But I think that it extended because I remember a push for the WNBA, and the bummer to me is I'd be curious to know how many teams they expanded the league into, and then how many. It's very rare for them to just be like, okay, cool, yeah, we're taking those teams back. Like we're not, we're gonna go back from 12 teams to 8 teams.
Yeah.
So I almost wonder if that's something that gets laid at the feet of league management and not, like for all we know, maybe those games were packed. Like
Yeah,
maybe there
I
was a
don't know.
huge showing for it. But
I'm
into it.
a Mercury guy.
Yeah, Phoenix
Mercury got
actually.
the
Phoenix
new
has a team.
Yeah, and then we're 3-time world champions. Mercury have more rings than the Suns.
Yeah,
It's kind of great.
That's sick.
And we got the GOAT, Diana Taurasi, on our team. She's I believe she's the WNBA logo. Unconfirmed.
Interesting.
Unconfirmed, but I will say it does look a lot like her.
Because the NBA didn't get Jerry West until, was it while he was still playing?
I don't know when that logo actually took
Maybe
place.
it was. We've got what's the
We still got to
Phoenix?
figure out the skateboard one.
Oh yeah, shit. I totally spaced. Maybe I'll get on that this week. Shout out to everybody that nominated skate silhouettes. That would be good for. I mean, I don't think it was like a secret at all.
Yeah, we have something coming down the pipeline eventually. We don't know
Yeah.
what it is or when it's going to come out, but eventually there'll be some interactive fun for everybody.
That reminds me. I'll show you something a little later. When we're off air.
Side note, it's just going to be Todd Falcon
Oh,
in his
Lord.
garage.
That
Dude,
would
did
be-
you see somebody actually they did a Luca logo, the Luca floater from last night's game. Somebody did that as the new basketball or NBA logo. It looks bad. So
Yeah, because it was a bad shot.
It was
I'm about to
bad
get on my
shot.
PG-13 shit. Bad shot.
bad celebration.
Everything about it was like whack.
Yeah, Luca is whack.
Celebration was whack. The shot was whack. Now, what was even whacker? But this is where I start to like. This is gonna be bad because I'm gonna give props to I guess the Mavs and Luca. I didn't watch that game. I didn't know that Ted Cruz lookalike mini me. What's his name? Grayson
Allen, yeah.
Grayson Allen.
Fuck Grayson Allen.
He bricked 2 free throws,
Yeah.
like go ahead free throws that would have
Yeah.
put them out of like a 2-possession game.
Yeah, and Luca also missed a free throw.
Luka missed one too.
Yeah.
That he was not supposed to miss. It wasn't
Nope.
like the deal with the Celtics the other night.
No.
And yeah, it was kind of. It reminds me of a junior version of what happened with that Pelicans game against the Blazers, where it was just like, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Like there was a sequence of events where you're just like, there's no way this is good.
Yeah.
Oh wow. So
Yeah,
I don't know. I mean, fuck Grayson.
Yeah, fuck Grayson.
Fuck Grayson more than fuck Luka.
Well, that dude got suspended in college because he was like tripping people.
Yo,
like,
he was such a dirty player.
Yeah,
like,
he was a really
You
dirty
can look
player.
this shit up. You can find like super cuts of all Grayson's like tripping people and just like elbowing people. Like that dude's just a little shithead. And I remember when he like watching that final tournament because I watched a couple of those games and knowing that he was like a little prick. He also just has like a like. I'm not gonna do like the
He has
punchable
Ted. He has
face thing.
Ted Cruz.
He looks like Ted Cruz.
He
Straight
looks
up.
like Ted Cruz, and I want to punch Ted Cruz just as much as
Yeah.
I want to punch Grayson Allen.
I would rather punch Ted
Which
Cruz.
rolling back to episode 2, Grayson Allen, I want to fight you.
Did we talk about this?
No, I wanted to fight Logan Paul.
Oh, that's
Or
right.
all the people I wanted to fight.
Yeah, Logan Paul would wash you in a
Yeah,
fight,
probably,
straight
but
up.
at least I'd like get money out of it.
All right. Well, the game has started. Tip-off went immediately out of bounds. We got our boy Luke Walton on the sideline looking like a dead man walking.
Man, that dude's job, he is done after this season.
I honestly am kind of surprised that he's made it thus far. Like there was all that buzz about him getting shit canned earlier in the season. He somehow
Well, they have no
hung
other
on to it.
options. No one else wants to coach that team. Like that team's underperforming. I don't know if he's handle on them or
I
what
think
his
that
deal
there was
is.
a rally for like I think the team rallied behind him though. And they were like, no, we're working shit out. Like let him stick around.
Good. I mean, good for them. Good to have your coaches back as a team. Like that's
Yeah.
important.
It was
Unfortunately, you have to get the wins to keep him his job.
something. What's the? I'll have to look this up in a second. Do you know off the top of your head what the Suns' record is right now?
38 and 15.
No,
38 and 15.
no, Suns. You mean 15 and 38?
No, 38 and 15.
38 wins.
Yeah.
Sorry, am I saying Suns when I mean to say Kings?
Oh, Kings. I don't know.
What's
They're
the
like
Kings' record?
maybe 15 and 40.
You know what hurts my soul when I see it on the standings?
What?
Timberwolves record.
Oh God.
They're still not out of the teens yet.
Yeah, and the Suns lost to them. That's
you
the
know,
worst part.
Shit happens.
Shit does happen.
Speaking of which, we predicted a blowout. We currently got 8-2 in favor of Phoenix, and I
I just don't see this game getting out of hand. Suns are taking care of business. We are not fucking around anymore.
Yeah. I'm gonna say something to you, and I'm curious to see if you can relate. I have a hard time sometimes watching the beginning of a game because there will be, if there's a run right off bat, like this happened in a Blazers game recently where they were up like it was like 24 to like 6, and I'm just like, oh my god, that's 4 times as many points. In reality, you're like, yeah, if they had that lead in the third, you'd be like, okay, I'm feeling pretty good about this, but like nothing's guaranteed.
Yeah.
But because of like the exponential lead, where it's like, okay, 4 to like 18, I'm like, whoa, that's like 4.5 times as much points. Like that's wild.
It seems bigger.
Kings are shooting free throws right now, so they're chipping away at this. But like when I see like 8-2, I'm like, whoa, they're blowing them out of the water. No, that's a 6-point lead.
Yeah.
It's not that impressive.
No, it just looks better on paper.
Yeah.
No, I don't think the Suns are gonna fuck around in this game. Booker's getting some work done. Booker for 3, and it's in.
What's
wet.
we'll watch.
That one was
Yeah, that one was
gross.
wet.
What's the differential that when we hit it, we're going to tune into Lakers Celtics?
Oh, if it gets above 15 points, we can probably call
All right,
this game.
15-point or end of the first quarter, or if it's just like a dull game.
If it's a
we can
dull
swap
game, I
over.
mean, that's why I hate the beginning of games too, because everyone's still getting their rhythm. You know, it's just like a lot of nerves. People, you know, it takes a while to fall into a game sometimes. That's why you get those places.
I've been seeing a lot of really messy turnovers. Like, I don't know if players are starting to get tired or what the deal is, but
I think they're getting tired. I mean, this condensed schedule we have going on with like a bunch of back-to-backs.
100%.
I think it's wearing on people a little bit. I think that's why you've seen it. I mean, injuries are always part of the game, but I think there's been an uptick in like types of injury.
Yeah, we're like out of that All-Star game break, like renewal. Like everyone's now just kind of like just as tired, if not more so, than they were prior to the break.
Yeah, because I feel like before the All-Star break, the schedule was a little bit more lax, and now because they're making up games for COVID restrictions and everything, so it's all like really packed.
I know, like I think the Raptors had, and this was before the schedule got amended because of missed games in the first half. Raptors had 3 and 5 scheduled by Adam Silver, like 3 games, 5 days. I don't know, man. The schedule this year is absolutely bonkers.
I'll take some.
Mikey's going to start tilting back some cacti.
Yeah, I'll take an IPA.
Mikey's drinking adult beers tonight as opposed to malt liquor for
You
children.
know, every once in a while, I like to partake in a Hop Valley Bubble Stash IPA. Bubble Stash. It tastes like bubbles. I don't know fucking know. By the way, Hop Valley, sponsor us. And also, if you haven't checked out Bearskin underwear, feel free to do yourself a little favor.
Bro, I checked them out this morning when I put them on. I got my bear. Nothing gets between me and my bearskins. All right, so we already have a
See,
timeout.
it's funny because, like, do you think of when you say bears? So when you say things, do you ever think of them like in different contexts? Like when you say bearskin, are you thinking like a bear's skin, or are you thinking like bearskin naked, or are you thinking of a bear's skin?
Yeah, that's why it's a good name.
I love it. There's so many
But
ways
it
to think
has
about
changed context for me, and I forget that it has other meanings because it's so become this one thing in my head.
Totally, yeah.
That's why when you brand anything, it usually transcends whatever and you almost don't want it to be another word because then it is confusing.
Yeah,
or
totally.
It is. People don't always think of it that way, and you forget about it.
Yeah.
Hold on.
What's up?
Tickets
they're
on
selling
sale.
Suns tickets. Okay, I saw Blazers on there, and I was like,
that Suns jersey. That
Steve
one's
Nash.
cool.
Yeah, that's Mitchell and Steve Nash. It's probably honestly, I don't know why we keep, the Valley jerseys this year, great
Valley
fucking
Look at
jersey.
that dad. No mask.
Yeah. I will say, they just upped the numbers to like 5,000 people in that arena. It's kind of scary. But
you think they got urinals taped off?
I'm sure they do. I'm sure
like
they do.
Should be for always. Why do we put all the urinals in?
Yeah,
Put
why
it
don't we
together.
just have
You know
sinks?
what?
You want to?
Why don't you just have a sink?
Hold on. Why do we put so many urinals like that?
I'm kidding.
Okay, I was gonna say, have you
I'm
ever
totally
been to a
joking.
sports event ever? Like, I
Off
am.
urinals all
That's
day,
the
baby.
thing.
Let's
Yo,
go
I'll
that
piss in
ice.
whatever I can piss
Come
in.
get some ice with me.
You want to talk about like, and also, I don't know the first like major league sports event that you went to, but I grew up outside of Philadelphia, so I spent some time like going to Phillies games and going to like Eagles games.
Are they really comparing De'Aaron Fox to Devin Booker right now?
They are. It says. I'm just saying.
I really want to hear about this urinal thing.
No. It's not the urinal. It was the trough. Like
Yeah.
The trough. Yeah.
yeah. Like
With
it's
ice.
just like no ice
No
in Philly.
ice?
No. It was fucking disgusting. And
It's full of cigarettes too, because this was probably right.
Dude.
Philadelphia.
I just remember being a child, and it was the first time that I went into a bathroom, and I was like, it's icky. It's, and especially because I'm blanking super hard on the old Eagle Stadium, Vet Stadium, something like that.
The house Mark Wahlberg built.
Yeah, right. You're thinking of Boston, my friend.
Oh yeah, that's right. He is a Boston. Well, I thought he did the movie about the Eagles.
Oh yeah, I never watched that shit.
I don't love Mark Wahlberg.
I got beef with Mark Wahlberg.
Yeah, he's
Mark
actually
Wahlberg,
a fucking piece of shit.
Pull up. Mark Wahlberg, notable for saying that, and this is a near quote. It won't be verbatim, but it's damn near. If he were on that plane on 9/11, things would have worked out differently. Mark Wahlberg had the audacity to say that if he was on one of the planes in 9/11, that things would have worked out a little differently.
Oh my God.
Mark Wahlberg, also notable, and this is like, we're going through the greatest hits, beat a Vietnamese man to the point where he lost his eyeball because he was a racist Southie Boston prick.
Yeah.
Like, Mark Wahlberg is a piece of shit, viewers, if you don't know this, all three of you.
Yeah.
But he produced Ballers.
Is Ballers a good
Executive-
show?
I liked it.
You liked all of it?
I didn't watch all of it. I didn't finish it.
I have it on good authority that the end of Ballers is not good.
All right.
Yeah.
Now I want to know.
Like, I'm talking about like some Game of Thrones not good level shit.
Okay. Like some.
I've never seen Game of
Sopranos
Thrones.
No, because End of
Disappointing.
Sopranos is like a subjective thing. I think like end of Game of Thrones. Like, do you know anybody that was like, yeah, Game of Thrones really ended on a high note?
No,
They're like, no,
not
that
one
shit
person.
sucked. I can't believe you did that to me after 8 seasons. And I think Ballers was like the first couple seasons are supposed to be like super good, and then it's
Yeah.
just like
It kind of falls off when
they get into like esports and shit.
Oh,
right?
I don't know. I didn't get that far. I
Yeah.
kind of fell off on the skateboarding one, but they were a little like. I have a huge thing with being true, like movies being true to skateboarding, where it's like, nah, dog, that's not real skateboarding.
Yeah.
Like you're missing it completely. I felt like they were being pretty true to skateboarding, and I was appreciating that. That's all I remember from it, though, because they had this part where they had Russell Brand ran some like extreme sports firm.
Yeah.
Like represented a bunch of extreme sports athletes.
None of what you're saying right now makes me
But-
excited. I fucking hate
Russell
Russell Brand.
Oh no, he's a piece of shit in the show too.
I don't know much about him personally.
Well, what I do know is that this game, we're not going to hit that 15-point differential because it is currently 16-13 in favor of the old Phoenix Suns.
Unfortunately, the Suns typically do play down to their opponent in the first half.
Yeah. Well, and you know what? Maybe, the Kings are having a good game, I guess. We'll see. Harrison Barnes looked really funny earlier. Man, this is a game that...
I do like De'Aaron Fox. I think De'Aaron Fox is really good. They were comparing De'Aaron Fox to Devin Booker. Their numbers are very similar. De'Aaron Fox is averaging 25.7. Devin Booker's 25.5. Shooting percentages from three were about 5% difference, 33% for De'Aaron Fox, 38% for Devin Booker. Assist totals very different as they play different positions. De'Aaron Fox is averaging like 7 assists. Devin Booker's like 4.6. So it's just like, and they're just like one of them's a 2-time All-Star, Devin Booker. So they're like, why not? And I'm like, I'm sorry, dude, your team sucks. That's how it happens.
I don't want to talk about the top end of it, but did you see the ESPN straw poll for MVP?
I did see a little bit of it. We got 2 Suns in the mix.
A little bit of Suns in the mix, yeah. Booker had a couple third or fourth place
I think it was
votes.
fifth. I think it was fifth.
I don't want to talk about it too much because it seems like every dingbat over at ESPN is just horny for Jokic. I don't even care if I'm saying his name right.
Jokic.
Yeah, Jokic.
They really like him.
He had a lot of first round votes, but guess what? The media doesn't vote. They don't play a role in that, so I don't care what they think.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it's not emblematic of what the actual vote's going to look like, but we'll see. I will say that Dame has not been doing me any favors on this long shot bet that I put on for him. I would be stoked if he would hit.
I mean, I don't put him out of the conversation. I still think he's like top 5
yeah.
in it. It's just the team is really dragging down his campaign.
He's also tired as hell.
Yeah.
And, sorry again.
He keeps getting hurt.
I will say this, folks, if you're watching and if you ever get sick of what we're talking about right now, just say something in the chat. You will absolutely derail us and we'll get going on something else.
We will definitely get sidetracked.
Because I don't want this to turn into just like Blazers speculation show. But what I will say is, one, I don't care if he's like in the mix. I want him to win the MVP because I don't make money unless he wins the MVP. Two, it's just one of those things like I saw a lot of his votes were like third place votes, and that was so unfortunate because it was really emblematic of like Damian Lillard as a player. Like he's a world-class athlete who's always like in fourth. Like doesn't get a medal, you know?
Yeah.
Goes to the All-Star game, doesn't get an MVP, doesn't get MVP to the All-Star game, doesn't like is second team this year at the All-Star game. Like he's always just like right. He's in the conversation, but never like in the hot seat at the end.
I feel like he's more recently gotten more recognition for his game.
Mm-hmm.
You have players like LeBron James speaking out, saying he's getting slept on, which is huge. I mean, Damian Lillard is a basketball player's favorite basketball player.
Mm-hmm.
Like he has a great overall game. He's a great leader. He's loyal to the soil, and unfortunately,
loyal to a fault is
loyal
kind
to
of
a fault.
the conversation right now.
I don't want to see him leave the Blazers. I don't think he wants to leave. I don't know when. You know what's the situation going to be?
I don't want to see Dame ring chasing.
I don't think he'll ring chase.
I think he
but
will.
I think
I would if I was him. Like
just
if he
get
gets
one.
to like 35, 36,
Just get one.
go to the Nets, bro. Like
Go to the Nets.
just
I mean,
get a ring.
I mean, I don't know, because then you have people like DeMarcus Cousins, who's been ring chasing so hard and just can't fucking get it.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing is like the ring chasing effect. We saw this in that, what was it, 2012, 2013 Lakers team, where like your boy Steve Nash.
Steve is 2011, 2012.
2011, 2012.
Kobe, Nash, Shannon Brown, fucking Dwight Howard.
Dwight Howard came over, and that was like all right, these guys are trying to get rings, and
They fell apart with injury.
they fell apart with injury, and then they just never clicked. Like it never really popped off the way that they wanted it to.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know that I put money on this, but my hot take is that like the Nets are not going to win this year.
I don't think the Nets will win.
I think that they actually have real competition. So I mean, we saw this the other night when they played the Sixers. They don't have an answer.
Yeah.
To the process.
No.
They don't have an answer to my man Joel.
Joel Embiid's playing great basketball too.
Playing great basketball.
Arguably number 2 on the MVP list.
I think if he didn't miss so many games, he would be a little more in contention.
If he has a really good end of the season, I could see him being in way more contention.
Mm-hmm.
See, you want to know what my NBA Finals wet dream is?
What's your NBA Finals wet dream? Suns and who?
Nets. Suns and Nets. And you want to know why?
To watch the Nets lose to the Suns?
That would be ideal, but
Yeah.
also too, just the drama between like Steve Nash, a player who played for the Suns,
This is true.
never
That
got
would
to go to
actually-
the finals,
that would be a sick revenge game.
coaching with Mike D'Antoni, also his coach
Yep.
from the Phoenix Suns, and then them going against the Phoenix Suns would be fucking so much NBA drama in that.
So in that scenario, is Steve Nash Emilio Estevez in the Mighty Ducks, or is he the other team's coach?
He's the other team's coach.
He's the bad
Team
coach.
He's the bad coach.
Yeah.
Steve Nash literally looks like he wears all black now, and he just like he's not a daunting figure at all, but he looks hella just like.
You know what doesn't
You
sit
know?
right with me? And I know that he probably doesn't actually live there, but like Steve Nash living in New York City is like doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. And I know that he lives in like Paramus or Pompton or fucking Fort Lee or some other place over the bridge in Jersey, but like I don't see Steve Nash walking into the bodega.
Maybe he does though. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
I'm sure you'd be surprised. He either has like one of those apartments that are just like obscenely like nice and like right next to the stadium, or he's like in Jersey.
Yeah, I can see that. Yo, our superstar supporter from last week is in the building. Alex Wilson is here.
Alex Wilson, welcome.
Alex is hitting us up. He said, I don't know if he's testing. He said, testing that with good board slides on ledges. Go. He wants us to change the topic.
Board slides on ledges, don't do it.
Oh, he said Dame is Blazers Ichiro, which I think is fair. I saw a really cool photo. I should have put it on the account.
But Ichiro also played for other teams and came back.
Oh. Not outside of the realm of possibility.
That's where he goes against his
There's
ring.
a really sick photo
Didn't
of
Ichiro get a ring for Marlins?
I don't know. I don't watch baseball, dude.
Alex, where did Ichiro get a ring? And tell me now.
Alex also said that Dame is kind of the Griffey Jr.
I'd say Griffey Juniors are like good.
I like this part. Ooh.
Show off your game.
What?
Oh, shoe game?
Oh, none of these are.
Well, you're in Arizona. Unfortunately, there's hella
270s.
basic. Okay, the worst part about watching.
Okay, hold on.
You could
For
get
the folks
those
at home.
from.
For the folks at home, they're
those are
currently
the
doing
shattered
a
backboards.
show off your shoe game.
Those are shattered backboards. Those are probably the nicest ones that were on the
Well,
screen.
they're also Suns colors.
Yeah, I will say the worst part about watching a Suns game is when they do the crowd pan, and I remember everything I hate about Arizona from the people there. I'm just like, ugh.
You're just reminded of.
I'm just reminded of how much I fucking hate Arizona.
I just remember seeing like a lot of like burnt signs,
Burnt?
like where the signs were just like melted.
Yeah. Oh, that
I mean, it's
happens.
hot there.
Yeah, it's
Like the
Gets
sign on what is it? Is it MLK? Like there's like a.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa, that thing's in rough shape. Like,
yeah.
looks like someone had a bonfire.
I
underneath
remember
it. Like,
when I moved to Oregon, we had just gotten done with a string of like 110s, 115s, and it cooled down to a lovely 103.
103.
And I remember walking
you're like,
outside.
ooh, I better wear pants. Today.
No, I walked outside.
Better go back for a hoodie.
Yeah. This jacket weather. I walked outside and I literally said this to my girlfriend at the time. I was like, "Oh, it's such a nice day today." Because after any time of 115, because it doesn't let up either. So if it goes to 115, 120, or anything like that, what they don't tell you is that at night it's like 108. Like there's no drop off. It stays that fucking hot. So when it goes to like 103, you're like, wow, you can really feel the difference. It is such a lovely day. I'm ready to move my fucking shit into a U-Haul.
Doesn't hurt when I breathe.
I don't ever want to live in a city where the temperature is higher than like the numbers on the FM radio dial. Like how high does it go? Like 109?
When I was a kid,
108?
the Suns parade when we lost to the Bulls was 122.
Yeah, okay, no, I know it because Portland is Wild 107.5 or like Jammin' 107.5 or whatever it's called now.
Jammin'
and it stops at
107.5.
108. So if I lived in a town where it never went above 108 degrees, I think I would be a happy person. We don't get weather like that here in Portland, really. Sometimes it goes above 100, but
it's like for a day. It's like honestly, when it gets to 100, it's like an afternoon, and then it drops off, and then it's like 70 degrees at night, and you're like, oh yeah, it's perfect.
well, give it time.
I was walking my dog when I lived in Vegas at one point, and it was maybe in the spring or summer, not quite summer, rather. It was like 90 out, and one of my neighbors was wearing a full-blown down jacket and just was like, and I was in a t-shirt and shorts, and I was fine. Like,
I don't like
well,
it.
heroin is a hell of a drug.
I don't like it at all. Yeah.
like people would be breaking out.
Yeah,
puffy
you just don't
jackets.
fucking Oh
You're
my
like,
god.
why would you ever need that?
The heat does strange things to people, and honestly, I think too much sunshine fries people's brains. That's why you shouldn't live in the desert where it's literally sunny all the time. You become a weirdo, and then you start thinking weirdo shit, and the next thing you know,
You're a Suns fan.
No, next thing you know, you're the shaman from QAnon that's fucking storming the Capitol.
Yeah.
But
I like what Bjorn said better.
I mean, yeah.
Next thing you know, you're a
Next
huge
thing you
Suns
know, you're a
fan.
fucking Phoenix Suns fan.
Next thing you know,
At least I had Barkley when I started becoming a Suns fan.
Barkley is tight.
Barkley is fucking super tight.
I had to throw you under the bus.
No, that's fair. I mean, that's fair. I'd rather be a Suns fan than a Blazers fan, though. No, that's fine. Blazers are cool. Actually, I never had a qualm with the Blazers.
Blazers got a ring though.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Sorry, I'm not the scoreboard dude, but Oh, we got the air horn back in the building.
DJ Elrad over there.
Can you hit that same button on the refresh so I can see the last minute of this match?
Oh.
Damn, dude.
We're closing out the last minute of the first quarter. It's probably over by now.
How old were you when you celebrated that ring?
Oh, it was way before my time.
Yeah.
I'm not that old. I'm old, but I'm not that old. I think I put it on the account, but what's the company what's the company that makes NBA shit that's not they make like the Carhartt hats. It's a number, 47.
47, yeah.
47 makes a hat, and it's a Blazers hat. It's really gross. It's like mesh back, but the hat it says 1X World Champs or something like that. I'm like, you don't get to do that.
You don't get the
if
X.
you only have one. Yeah. You don't do like you just
one times.
You just put World Champions and then like maybe the year.
Yeah.
But you do not say 1X. It's like I don't know.
I think that's corny.
It is corny.
But unfortunately, I wish we could be 1X too. So, you can't win them all.
You could. Now, this would be funnier if it was just like 0X World Champions.
They just fucking drag us.
Yeah. No, not even drag. It's just like, yeah, we're fighting for that ring, man. I mean, think about how much of the brand of the Chicago Cubs was built on them being perpetual losers.
Yeah.
Like, I think same thing with Boston, right? Boston had like the Babe Ruth curse or whatever.
Yeah.
I think that like you could. Oh wow, holy shit! My man almost sunk a full court. We got Suns up. I think it was 5. 33-28. Bjorn, can we switch over to that Lakers-Celtics game and see what's good?
You want to know the funny thing about where I was at when the Cubs won the World Series?
Where were you when the Cubs?
I was at Century.
Oh,
Century Bar watching the Suns versus Blazers.
Century Bar. Correct me if I'm wrong. R.I.P.
R.I.P. I was watching the Suns versus Blazers, which I had to beg them to put on one small TV.
Wait, really? Because the dude who owned Century was like a Blazers homie.
Yeah, but it was a World Series. It was like the last game of the World Series, so you can't not play the World Series.
Yeah.
In the packed house, so I got them to put one TV to put the Blazers game on, and literally, Cubs win, goes off. Eric Bledsoe hits a buzzer beater 3 over Damian Lillard. And I'm screaming about that. People are like, "Oh, Cubs win." I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool."
Like,
and then all of a sudden,
man.
Boom! Eric Bledsoe hits the 3 over Dame, and I'm like, "Fuck yeah!"
Ooh, speaking of fuck yeah, we got a 10-point lead right now. Boston up 25-15 with the Lakers. 4 minutes left in the quarter.
Vedeka fucking jersey. All those boring ass jerseys are awful.
You talking about the Bostons?
Yeah, Boston.
No, I'm kind of down for him, dude.
Then I like the Nets one more.
Holy
shit.
That was a deep
fucking
bucket, yeah.
Deep
Marcus
wet.
Smart getting wet from 3.
Marcus Smart jacking from like 28, 29.
6 feet past the line.
So let's see. We have Kuzma, Caruso, Tucker Van Horton, or Horton Here's a Who. You have him playing, and then Montrezl Harrell for the Lakers.
We've got Cue Ball. We've got Amber Rose. We've got
Horton Here's a Who.
We're running these jokes into the ground.
He's the accountant. I think his nickname is.
The only reason why I kind of bang with the Celtics jerseys is because it says Boston Celtics on the front. When the jersey says the name of the city and the team name, I'm kind of down for it.
Okay.
I think it's kind of cool, which is why, not that I like football in any stretch of the means, but the Washington football team is tight as hell.
I think it's a cool name, honestly. I think that's kind of, I mean, it's like, what else are they going to come up with?
I mean, they're going to come up with some, we talked about this a couple weeks ago. They're going to have like whatever the equivalent of like the Kraken is. I don't like that as a name, so I'm going to rag on it a little bit more.
Why did everyone just point?
Why? Because they're saying that it should be our ball. Pointing, like when you're on the sideline.
When it goes out, it's like my ball, that ball. You point your way.
Yeah.
Nope, didn't know that. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
Schroeder in the building.
I'm asking for a friend.
Asking for a friend.
I think there was a comment on the. No, I'm kidding.
No, I know. I looked over. I saw this before. Shout out to Alex for saying that the 1X on the hat is optimism, and that like we're gonna be building on that number. I mean, it's only been like 45 years or whatever, but
yeah.
No, I'm sorry. Like 77.
It's 25 to get 24 to get to 23 to get to 2000,
and then another 21.
So
44 years. Yeah.
Dang.
Our boy, the ultimate manifestation of basketboards is in the game. My man Schroeder.
Mm-hmm.
Schroeder, I did not know how many people don't like him. It sounds like he's got like a pretty substantial
I think he
list
played
of haters.
I think he just like
What just happened?
he got shoved. Someone got shoved.
They just ran into each other. He got knocked over. I don't think it's like a noticeable. They're calling something on 24. I don't know. Shoot free throws. There's a foul. It looks like he's got a black eye. What the fuck?
Yeah, he probably got it from baby mamas.
Oh my god.
Ooh, I went there.
I
Tristan
thought-
Thompson. Ooh.
It's like an aggressive inline skater.
That's an aggressive inline. Tristan Thompson is definitely an aggressive skater.
Just mostly on.
Yeah, I beat my wife, but it's on wheels.
But I'm on. If it's on skates, it doesn't count.
I don't know what the hell.
Oh, you
two
were gone
going
for
on.
that.
You were in the bathroom. I was
Oh, yeah.
talking about how
We got these guys
aggressive
doing
inline.
inside jokes on the internet show over here.
We're getting inside.
So the joke was aggressive inline skaters sound like someone
their wives.
They beat their wives. They're aggressive rollerbladers.
Oh.
Aggressive rollerblading. sounds
You're
like a
saying
big
that
wife.
Skates
the
on.
term aggressive.
yes.
Okay.
and then I do my bit with my
You're a professional comedian?
Yeah.
can I go over there and put the womp womp button?
Oh my god.
Do I get
No. There it is. I was like, I don't know where it is.
that should be, by the way, we should start playing that every time a fucking bad joke goes.
Yeah.
Oh my lord.
Let's punish the bad jokes more.
Yeah. We'll try.
What if that's my thing? What if I'm a fucking sadist and I just want you to start telling
Marcus Smart for 3 again? No.
Stinkers.
Stinkers.
Did you see the joke that I made on my personal account today? I didn't put it on the BASKETBOARDS account because I didn't want things to get too political.
Which one?
It was the one. This is like an old bike joke, but what a owning bicycles and burning down police stations have in common.
Oh, I did see that one.
There's always justification for just one more.
Yeah. By the way, you burned down your local police department.
Shout out to whoever it was that lit the PPA building on fire the other night. Shit was tight.
They got
fuck those guys. Roast
Yeah,
those pigs.
and fuck the snitch that got them arrested.
I have been seeing. Okay, this is going to turn into Antifa chat for a little bit. I've been seeing people talk about that, and I have a sneaking suspicion. I think I know who they're talking about. Noted snitch in the scene. I won't put him on blast here because whatever, no one cares. But shit's getting spicy out here in Portland. We got a lot of solidarity, and they're probably going to burn Chicago down tonight. I hope.
Yeah, I think Chicago.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's fucking awful what cops get away with, and unfortunately, they only call for peace when they do fucking horrendous shit to us.
Yeah, don't tell me to calm down when you're shooting 13-year-old kids.
Yeah, go fuck yourself. Fuck every cop.
Lori Lightfoot, eat all of our asses.
Eat a bag of dicks.
That too. Fuck it, we'll do a buffet.
Yeah, let's just
Here comes Schroeder. Back to the fun things. Schroeder, again, we've been talking all this shit. We might have to just record like a special thing that we can put on the YouTube. It's not going to be a live event, but we'll critique Dennis Schroeder's skate clips. We didn't get a lot of submissions. Oh, Alex Wilson wants access to the want want button.
What was the want? What was warranted?
I think he just wants access to it.
You just want to be able to
that would
remotely
be a really
put it on
interesting
there?
thing. I have no desire to really charge this bull, but in the event that we ever do have like a Patreon or something, it would be fun to give people access to the soundboard for the show if you hit a certain tier.
Yeah, if you get a certain tier, you could literally
just flood us with sound effects. Or maybe it'd just be like, okay, cool, you get 10. You get to hit the button 10 times and that's it. We'll work on that. I'll get my IT guys on it.
I'm now trying to figure out in my head how to make this logistically
If
work.
you follow me on Instagram, you might have seen we're working on our OnlyFans clips now.
Ooh.
That was the basketball clip I posted the other day.
Oh my god.
On OnlyFans?
We might have an OnlyFans. It might just be Only Boards.
Only Boards is Ennis Cantor.
That's really. Yeah. No, he gets putbacks.
Actually,
he does get. I was surprised he had is the 20 and 30 game.
So, correct me if I'm wrong, but when you have a tap in, that gets counted as both a rebound and a made field goal.
Yeah,
that's kind of sick. I'm kind of down for that. Like that happened the other night, and they're like, "All right, a rebound and some points for Ennis Cantor," and I was like,
"Yeah, it's because you take control of it,
sure."
So it's like. And then you put it back.
You need to take control. Lakers are not taking control. 2.3 seconds left in the first quarter, 31-21. So actually,
fast.
This is funny, man. We're real bad at predicting things.
Yeah.
Because every time we're like, yo, this game's going to be a blowout. It's like competitive.
Yeah.
And then other ones were like, whoa, this one's going to be really exciting. It's like, no, it's
actually-
not going to be exciting. If they're down by, well, they're going to be down by 8. We got one more free throw, 2.3 left. Tatum is on my shit list for hitting that shot. That was a beautiful shot the other night he hit.
Unlike a Luka shot, that Tatum shot was nice.
Yeah, he didn't like granny shot it from his knees like Luka had to.
Oh my God.
What
a nerd. Only a nerd would fucking shoot that.
Get a cool celebration, man. Like, white people can celebrate cool. I see it happen in soccer all the time. And yet, Luka's just like doing the Rudy shit. He's like, yeah.
I am the greatest.
Like,
I don't know why I gave him that accent. I've heard him talk.
I mean, he's got a funny name.
Yeah. No, I will say, I went to Mount Tabor yesterday for a brief moment just to catch some sun, and the whites were out yesterday. The whites were out yesterday.
We've talked about this before.
I just want to say this. Cartwheels are not a fucking dance move. I don't care who you are. That's not a dance move.
I think Omarion would care to disagree with you on that one.
And you know what? I will tell him too. I will. No. Have a giant. There was an actual band playing at Mount Tabor. It was a jam band because that's the only way I could describe their like no genre generic ass
Just
fucking
like
bullshit music.
mean-
That they were
How
playing.
aimless-
how should one dance but not cartwheels and rollerblades and
I know
and
the
hula
answer to
hoops?
this. I know the answer to this because I just worked with a
With your
big-
hips?
a big-
Shakira said it. Hips don't lie.
No.
Your
If you're
hips
talking
don't
about a
lie.
jam band situation, there's a
What
thing.
cartwheels do.
There's a thing that every jam band like fan will know all about, and apparently, like I didn't really think about this until it got broken down for me by the big homie Brandon who helped me cook. It's called twirling, and twirling is like when you go see Fish,
I don't even have to know.
and there's just like white people just kind of like aimlessly spinning in place. Now, I was like, yeah, man, that's like the natural dance for a bunch of like just uncoordinated white people. And he's like, yeah, man, that and also when you're just real geeked up on drugs, it's fun to do. And I was like,
Twirling.
okay.
Okay,
yeah,
I'm
all
just gonna
right.
say this. I put on Twitter the other day. I was like, "Would you rather?" And it was The Gathering or a fish festival.
The Gathering. That's not a would you rather.
I
I
know.
would go to The Gathering over like a
I'd
lot
go
of
to.
things.
I know, but there was one dude in there. He's like,
Miracle.
"Obviously, someone's never been to a fish concert." I was like, "Yeah, I fucking haven't because I don't want to fucking go to a fish concert."
I would be down to go to a Fish show, but like I'm not.
Would
paying
you?
attention.
Am I gonna get fired because I would go to the Fish concert every time?
You're from
Over the-
Montana. It's okay. You don't know better, Bjorn.
Hold on, over the
I'm
Gathering
joking.
of the Juggalos.
Yeah,
Really?
100%. I
Over?
rather.
I'm gonna get 30 seconds. Explain.
I don't know. I kind of don't mind their music as much as everybody makes fun of it. You know, I feel like the longer we do this and I just start being honest, the less friends we're gonna be. It's like fucking Bjorn.
No.
You sell
We
out
accept you.
Oh, you want to go to the new Marvel movie?
I mean, you did
You're
say-
actually excited to see the new Mortal Kombat movie that comes out tomorrow. Fucking yeah, I do. And I play the game, so I probably will get all of the
Bjorn's
references.
doing that thing that he did the other night when we were talking about Andy Anderson. He's getting all defensive. Even though none of us have a problem
I
with
know.
this shit.
It's
I just
fun.
wanted, and you know what?
Fun.
I thought Mikey Taylor's video earlier today was a great
sweet.
video.
I felt it was very informative.
I will say, as much as I hate Mikey Taylor, the question, I mean, he is a pro skateboarder and he is asking legitimate questions that I've never heard anyone really answer as a pro skater. So that was very interesting. As far as him as a person, I think he can eat a bag of dicks
wait,
too.
Hold on. This Mikey Taylor video is an interview with him.
No, so he takes, Bjorn sent it to me earlier.
Yeah.
He has people email him questions on like what a pro skater makes and breaks down kind of contract
He
deals.
has them email. He has them send questions,
Uh-huh.
and this time someone sent him a bunch of questions about financials on
The financial logistics
yeah.
of being a pro skateboarder.
And I will say, as much as we all fucking hate Mikey Taylor, it was genuinely interesting to hear what he had to say. Although, like, you could definitely tell that some of the aspects of the contracts are definitely because it's Mikey Taylor talking about it and not like a real, like, it's not Andrew Reynolds fucking talking about it. You know, when it comes to like
Elaborate. What do you
breakdown
mean?
on like shoe deals, when
Yeah.
he's talking about like contracts on shoe deals and like royalties off shoes, royalties off boards and all that stuff. No one ever bought a Mikey Taylor board or Mikey. I did buy Mikey Taylor shoes on sale once.
Here's the one thing that I will say. Mikey Taylor benefited from being on a bunch of good companies. Like, if you told me that Mikey Taylor sold a bunch of boards not because they had his name on it, but because they said Alien Workshop
and
they had
probably
a
were
cool
a Don
graphic.
Pendleton graphic.
Exactly.
Like, yeah. Don Pendleton made Alien Workshop very cool for a long fucking time.
And now he's doing the same exact shit on his own.
Yeah.
See that shit?
Something that I got out of that, like the big takeaway that I got that I didn't know. I knew most pro skaters make most of their money from shoes, but I didn't know anything beyond just like that statement.
Yeah, because he kind of like
And
talks
he
about
breaks
like
down
apparel.
why, and he's like, oh, it's because you have your salary. So like if you have a board deal, you get $2 for every board that you sell with your name on it. But you also have a salary. So it's like they pay you $1,000 a month. So you have to sell $1,000 worth of boards before you start making that $2. So they have to. So you have to sell 500 boards to make that $1,000. But on the ones above that, then you're making the additional $2.
You get your residuals.
It's sort of like So it's sort of like
he breaks it down. I
didn't know that. I thought it was just because like when I had a pro model board, I didn't get a salary. I just straight up got. So it's almost like a guarantee. Yeah. But I got just like a $2 per board, and that was it, flat deal.
Yeah.
But like I didn't get. There wasn't like, okay, you get $1,000, and if you sell, my board sold out in 1 month, so I got one check, and then I never got anything after that because my board sold out.
Yeah.
But
no, it was an interesting video, I will say. I'd like to hear other pros answer those questions, because Mikey Taylor has a very like gentrifier personality.
Business forward is quite possibly the most generous thing I will say about Mikey Taylor's analysis of skate compensation.
Yeah.
And like, I think that Mikey Taylor, it's interesting because he could make a compelling argument as to why skaters should be paid more, or maybe the system should be shaken up. I think that he's too much on the managerial side at this point in his career. Like, he's going to be like, well, no, we can't pay that much because then this doesn't happen. And the thing is, a lot of people will gloss over this doesn't happen. The reality of that is, oh, someone somewhere who doesn't do anything doesn't make money. And you're like, yeah, I'm fine with that. And it's like, well, they're not, and they're in charge. And you're like, yeah. Ugh. Speaking of charge, Boston's still in charge of this game, up 5. Or are we watching? No, sorry. Is this?
This is Lakers.
Interesting.
Boston.
Oh,
Boston.
did we just have Suns up? What's up with Suns?
Oh,
We
got
got-
the Suns up for a minute, but we were talking about skateboarding.
Yeah, we got Boston up 5. Suns are now up 8, 57-49 with 5 in the second. I will tell you this. Does it feel like basketball goes faster now?
Kind of, yeah. I think
feel
first
like
halves always go
I think
faster.
the first half is just like, I've watched a bunch of games like over the last couple months, and it's been kind of like one of those like, well, it's the first quarter, I'm just going to like make some food and I'll come back. And then I come back and I'm like, whoa, it's like there's 10 minutes left in the second. What happened in the first quarter?
Yeah.
And it's just, there's not timeouts. There's not, maybe
Yeah.
I'm just like, I don't know. It feels like the first half of the game is going a lot quicker than the second half, but
I definitely agree.
or I shouldn't say the second half. I mean, faster than it used to.
Yeah, I think, well, the second half is, depending on the game itself, like you're going to call more timeouts. You're going to utilize more of challenges because no one's challenging.
That shit, I'll tell you this.
You should never challenge in the first half. I don't give a fuck what it is.
Yeah, no. Coach's challenge, even in the third quarter, is kind of like a risky gambit because you only get one.
It has to be like a definitive, like, it has to be like, oh, he's going to foul out if I don't challenge that.
Right, yeah, you
That's
can't
the only
squander it.
way. Yeah, I love that was the one rule change I was actually really cool for, or really down for. I thought the coach's challenge was a great addition.
I think it's great. I think the last 2 minutes where it's automatic review of certain things, I think that's great. I think that like ultimately at the end of the day, the league and fans and players were livid with this shit. It never feels good after the game for people to be like, well, it's back and forth. Sometimes you get the bar and sometimes the bar gets you. Like sometimes the ref goes your way, sometimes they go the other way.
Yeah.
That is such a whack explanation of like, yeah, those refs fucked up and your team lost as a direct result of it. You never want to hear that shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad that, they started incorporating more like, okay, we have a whole team of people in a trailer, like in Connecticut somewhere, that can look at every single angle and make a definitive call. Like, that's it. Yo, we have the technology. We're not.
Yeah.
It's not back in the day where it's like, oh, Bob McGill, who's on the baseline, has the best view. No, we have cameras everywhere.
And they're in like 4K, like super HD.
Yeah.
It's like I can see the zits on Devin Booker's forehead.
Mm-hmm.
Like we do have the technology for all this shit. I'm surprised no one's installed like cameras like Matrix style above the court, like just circular.
You're
like,
talking about
around.
them shits that they try to do in like the X Games.
Yeah, they try to do it in the
Oh,
X
and they
Games.
would
Yeah.
like
They would put like 50 GoPros on like this funny little thing, and then Tony Hawk would do like a body jar or something, and then it would slow down and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, it was dumb, but like I'm surprised it
I
hasn't
disagree.
gotten
Super fucking cool.
No, I'm not.
I'm gonna be.
I mean, in like
I was so stoked. I'm such an idiot.
I don't
I don't think any of us are
completely
saying that.
disagree.
I would just say it's a gimmick. It's one
Yeah,
of those
it's
things where, like,
gimmicky.
you see
Yeah.
it. It's like
Give
going to
me-
the,
I mean,
gimmick.
how sick
All
would it be
about
to
it.
watch a Westbrook dunk, but him just like, and then it's just spinning around.
Now those are the things, and I think like
Sick.
that's
Sick.
part of the reason why, especially this year, the dunk contest was like such a wet fart. Was just like, yo, there's so many cool things you could do with this. Like, you don't have defenders,
Yeah.
you don't have. There's no reason why you shouldn't have that stuff. Now
the
this
way-
year has sucked because like there wasn't really anybody
What?
in the arena.
What was that sport that was like around for like a hot second? That was like basketball with trampolines.
Oh, what was it? Oh, fucking bounce ball or
Yeah.
oh,
Here's what I wanted. I feel like that's the kind of thing you wanted to do in gym class.
yeah,
Like,
It's
how
not a
dope would
sport.
that be in
Not a
gym
sport.
class?
murder ball.
Not a sport. Oh yeah, it was murder ball.
It's murder ball.
Because it was like you could foul or something.
Yeah,
too.
you could just fucking cream them.
They were like, all right, we want something that's like
No,
rollerball.
Murder Ball was a movie.
I don't care what it was.
No,
this
it
is
was
now
something
murder
like
ball.
that. It was like
I feel like no, murder ball was the
Murder Ball was the paraplegic basketball.
yes,
Okay.
that's what it is. What is the fucking trampoline
trampoline
basketball?
It
I'll
was
tell
something
you,
like
just-
murder ball.
Yeah, I mean, murder ball's a hell of a name. It should be that.
Slam Ball.
Slam ball.
Slam ball.
That's
That's what
so
it was called.
fucking like. Of course it's like. It should be murder ball. I don't care what it fucking says. It's murder ball.
I think
I
you keep
refer to that as murder ball.
Keep that shit in the halftime show. There's absolutely no reason why we need to have competitive slam ball.
Oh, it was dumb. I just wanted to do it. I just wanted to participate.
I mean, I used to watch fucking roller derby on like Friday
I think
nights
roller derby's
from
cool.
Spike TV.
oh, I've never watched on TV.
I remember when that was the thing.
The
There
Spike
was
Spike
like
TV had a roller derby league.
Yep.
I forget what it was even called. I was like a kid and I was like, it's entertaining because it was like a combination of wrestling and racing.
There
so
was
I
a
like,
really well, and they also played up like a lot of the
Yeah,
wrestling,
the-
like personalities.
they definitely
and stuff
played
like
into
that.
That's
personalities.
fun.
Yeah, it was. I mean, as a kid, like I was like maybe 11 when
Yo,
that shit was
there
on.
was stuff that happened when we were we're all kind of like in the same generation, where TV was just kind of the Wild West to a certain extent, and
Well,
like
Spike TV came out and it was like a television for men.
Spike TV was like the video version of like Maxim magazine,
Yeah.
and like
Did they have there was a TV show that they had, I think it was Spike TV that had, you know how they had all those TBS shows? No, this is a TBS show. They'd show movies, but then they'd have like, with the commercial breaks, they'd have like, it was like movie and teach you how to make, I don't know, chicken parmesan or
Oh,
something.
movie
Yeah.
and dinner thing.
Yeah,
yeah, I remember.
but they
that.
had a man cave one where they like remodeled a house by like, they're like, yeah, we replaced all the toilets with urinals and we put like a fireman's pole and
Where
like
are
a
you gonna poop?
basketball court in the urinal.
I was gonna say if the
You poop in the urinal and then you have to fire hose it out.
yeah,
I'm sorry,
Wish
have
you
y'all
had
never
a
walked
fire
into a
hose.
bathroom when there's a little kid shitting in the urinal?
I mean, I have. yeah.
This has happened to me multiple
holding on.
times.
I
He
was,
was holding on
also a
with
little kid though too. I want to say, I was like, "Yo, Josh, that's
When they,
no."
I wanted to say this when we were talking about the trough urinals. I'm glad it went full circle.
back to
Back to trough
back to
urinals.
trough urinals. I remember because I used to live in Minneapolis, Minnesota, and they redid their stadium for the
Dude, he did the whole state into a big giant trough.
whole state. No, the whole stadium. The dome, whatever it was called before. It's now like the U.S. Bank, whatever. The Vikings stadium. they sold the urinals. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I remember seeing that they were for sale, and there was just like some article in the newspaper with this guy that was like, "Hell yeah, I've been going to games since I was a kid. Now I got this trough urinal for my
the
farmhouse."
touchstone. Not the chairs, not the stadium.
They sold all the
seats.
chairs too, but yeah.
Yeah, I actually almost bought a chair from when the Suns redid their arena.
Why didn't you?
It was super expensive.
How much?
I think it was like $500.
Eh.
I'm
That
not gonna
sounds
buy.
about
I was
That
like,
sounds
I'm
about
not gonna
right.
buy that. It was a pandemic too. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm not gonna waste my stimmy on fucking a chair from the Phoenix.
Yeah, I don't. I think I'm finally getting to the age where I'm just like, yeah, that's cool. I don't want that in my house though. Like,
yeah, exactly.
it's like, oh, you know those chairs that absolutely suck to sit in, and for some reason you
Right.
pay us a ton of money to do it. What if you could have that luxury at home? And you're like, like, what am I gonna do? Put it in my living room and then watch games in it? Like, no, I have a couch.
uncomfortably and just be like this the whole time,
Yeah.
like having to switch around. Yeah, no, I was just like, I saw it and I was like, I looked at a few things and I was like, it would be cool memorabilia, but like really I'd only impress like 3 people in my like immediate life, maybe,
Yeah, but
and that's a
also-
reach.
Now, I will say this about home furnishing in general. That's what I've run into, where I'm just like, yeah, man, I bought this cool art print, and then I bought like a frame for it for like $40, and no one comes to my house.
Well, that's what happens when you become a landlord.
No one comes to my house.
No one
anymore?
comes to your house
Jordan
anymore.
came to my house today. What are you talking about? Brought a guest too.
Yeah.
Didn't come in the house. Just went
Nope.
to the garage.
Yeah.
but-
In the garage and fired up the hog and then
Hell yeah.
left.
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, brother.
I wore my rollerblades too, and then
yeah,
I
yeah.
punched him in the face.
Yeah.
Just turned into a monster.
I want that motorcycle to be fixed so we
You're
can
talking
go
about
for
my
rides.
motorcycle.
Your
Jordan's
motorcycle.
talking about
I'm like,
my motorcycle.
I'm drooling over having someone to go on rides with.
Bjorn is drooling over.
I'm gonna
eating
get my
fucking
motorcycle.
dust.
Yeah, I want to barely be able to.
You
keep
want
up.
him to get his bike fixed because
Yeah.
then you're going to be the big swinging dick on the block and he's going to be the
Ooh.
little one on the putt-putt behind you.
Definitely. What do you got? What,
I got CB
like
125.
a Honda Cub? That's what I just pictured you on.
Yeah,
Pretty much.
It's pretty much a Honda Cub.
What is it?
CB 125.
Oh, okay.
And it's like what, like a 77 or
71.
something like that? 70,
It's a 50
71.
50-year-old girl.
On the way
my
over
God.
here, I saw a very big gentleman on a Honda Grom.
I've
And
seen a
I
lot
was
of
just
grounds
like-
lately.
Yeah, brother. Like I literally yelled that out the window.
I used to have a Yamaha Zuma, and that thing was pretty cool.
I don't know why I still want a Honda Grom. They just added a gear to it.
I
It now
don't
has
know
5
why.
gears and can go maximum is the maximum speed.
That's
of the new
impressive.
one.
Uh-huh. I believe that.
I passed
Sammy
a
Hagar
guy
is
on a
rolling in his
monkey.
grave right now.
I passed a guy on a monkey the other day on my bike.
Yeah, he passed him.
I passed him.
With a like, had a,
No. That's
Do you know
that
the
is
Honda
a model.
monkey?
That is
oh,
a
I
type
thought he
of
had like an
motorcycle.
actual monkey. I was like, that's pretty cool.
It literally,
be
when
sick.
you turn it on, the display smiles at you and winks.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's fucking adorable.
Cute's the best way to describe that motorcycle.
Yep, no power to it.
we
I
just had a Suns
4 gears.
rip. I don't know what's going on with the stream. Or sorry, not Suns at all.
Boom.
Those Lakers. Caruso and his dumbass
CB
bald head.
125.
No, it sucks. Caruso has more rings than the Suns.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I'm upset about it.
you know what? I'm not gonna bury the Suns anymore. Yeah, that does suck. It does suck that Caruso has a ring. I agree.
Yeah.
But what are you gonna
It
do?
sucks that the Lakers turned Caruso into
Oh.
a champion.
Yo, yeah, you do need to get that thing fixed up.
You seeing pictures of it?
I'm looking at it.
You
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
get it fixed so I can learn to wheelie it because I'm not gonna learn to wheelie my bike anytime soon.
I'm
I
not
know.
gonna wheelie mine.
I've got a friend that drives a Harley, and he wheelies it all the time. Apparently, my friend was telling me. My other friend was like, "Yo, it's the scariest thing ever to see him do it, but he's
Yeah.
really good at it now."
I don't know why. Why would you want to wheelie?
I would-
It sounds scary.
I would wheelie like a
What?
Grom.
That's like the number one thing that I want to do.
I don't want to do that.
Did you've never watched like 12 O'Clock Boys documentary? You've never like watched a Meek Mill video or anything?
I've watched a Meek Mill video, but
Bro,
I didn't.
I'm trying to be that dickhead going over the steel bridge,
Just
one knee
full
on
on
the
wheelie.
seat, the other
Like-
flag just dragging, just like doing this obnoxious shit.
You're gonna do it over the Hawthorne and then hydroplane and fucking
I'll
die.
do it over the Hawthorne and just be doing like waves back and forth. Yeah.
Oh wait, Hawthorne Bridge is
do
the
you,
scariest bridge.
do you have to have a
over.
motorcycle license to drive that?
Yeah,
Or
but I
no?
don't.
Oh, Sorry.
Well, also, it doesn't run, so it's not a
Yeah, it don't run, so it's not like I need a license.
It's not like me, who finally, when I moved here full time, got my motorcycle endorsement, and since that point have not had. Well, no, I had.
You rode mine.
Well, I rode yours for a little bit, and then my Sporty did run for a while before I turned into an idiot who thought, oh yeah, I can just start pulling things off of this, and it'll be easy to put back on. Nope. Anyway, I know, like, I feel like motorcycle conversation for people that don't have motorcycles is like the most inane bullshit. They're just like, yeah, man, brap, cool. Back to this. Like, I'd rather listen to you talk about Mikey Taylor again. We're not going to do that. I'm glad that we did establish that thing is like more of an interview, because now I definitely do not want to watch it at halftime.
Oh, no. We weren't going to watch it. It's too long.
Yeah, it's pretty long.
It's literally just him in a room talking.
Which, by the way, for someone that talks about money a lot, it's surprising that he has headphones with. It's not AirPods.
Oh,
that was my first takeaway. I was like, motherfuckers just using headphones.
You know they make really expensive headphones, right?
I have them.
No, they're like the stock.
Yeah, they're the stock
iPhone
Apple
ones back when they had the plug.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it's like the old headphones.
Dude, Kuzma needs to get. He's gotten his hair dyed, but he didn't get it cut.
No,
that's an interesting choice. I feel like I would just get it cut.
You know, I don't know if he understands how much he looks like Amber Rose.
What if that was what he was going for, man? What if you were like, dude, you look like Amber, and he's like, yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I stand.
That's what I'm going for.
I stand for her.
Yeah.
I mean, good for him, I guess. I don't see the appeal. He just looks bad. It just looks like a bad. I mean, he looks like a 23-year-old with millions of dollars. And that's what you do.
Yeah.
Man, plays a sport.
He's laughing all the way to the bank. Wow. Yeah. Speaking of laughing.
Dennis Schroeder just fucking airballed a free throw. Who was it?
It was
someone
13.
On the Celtics.
Yeah, we'll follow up. But yeah, full whiff. Came up super short. Gasol getting buckets. Man, I got to find that photo of him looking all sad behind.
Yeah, so Drummond, I guess, is not playing. I have not seen Drummond.
Drummond's not in the game, sounds like, which could explain why they're still down by 6. Boston's kept, just a decent lead. Nothing too skimpy. It looks like 6-12. I wonder if that's just going to happen, and are they going to do the patented? I'm saying Boston's got the lead. Lakers are probably not really going to crank things up, because this is their starters. They're going to go to the bench, and then maybe it's going to be a 12-point lead.
Is that their starters right now?
I just mean like we're not even through the first half. Like, I don't mean this lineup that's on the floor, but they're getting a lot of minutes out of their good players, and I'm curious to see what's going to happen when they need to take them out. I haven't sit them. Gasol splashing a 3 from the top of the key. I'm never going to get used to big guys shooting threes. It's always going to be funny to me.
It is kind of funny. It looks so effortless for them too.
Yeah. When they have a good stroke, it's one thing, but it's always funny like when they're not a long range shooter and they're just throwing those line drives into like the back of the rim.
Yeah.
That shit never looks good. It's not fun. It's not nice to look at. Yeah, are we fully halftime with the Suns game? Is that what's going
fully
on?
Halftime.
Let me check the score.
Sorry, I didn't have the score up though.
Oh, it's all good. I'm curious to see 12.5 was the line. I don't think they're gonna cover, man. I think
I tried to close this TNT.
Yeah, it's a 2-point game.
Bottom. No, that's actually on the stream.
Like,
okay,
no, that annoying pop-up is on broadcast television.
That's actually on the broadcast.
Yeah,
dude, they've been finding new and illustrious ways to piss me off about watching basketball lately. So, like, the whole picture-in-picture thing that they do on free throws now, there's times where you won't even see the free throw. Like, they will cut too late. They're really squeezing all of the advertising dollars out of this stuff as they can. Speaking of advertising dollars, Mikey, you want to do a free plug for something right now?
Yeah.
We don't have advertisers, but sometimes we do plugs.
Yeah. Fuck, what should I plug?
Put you on the spot.
Were we talking about Poke?
Poke?
Is that a thing that you guys like?
Pokemon.
Pokeballs.
Pokeballs.
Yeah, but Pokemon's out of business. It's in the, I hope I put it in the fridge. I got a half pound of Poke from Mexico right now.
What did I eat the other day that was pretty cool? Guero.
Oh.
Tortas.
Yo, you pulled up. You pulled up on Ricky Bella.
I pulled up. Ricky Bella?
Yeah, big time Blazers guy.
Which guy is that?
No, sorry, I'm talking about
You're thinking of the Bullard chef?
No, I'm thinking of his hot sauce, Grandpa Guero's hot sauce.
Oh,
That's why I got shit
okay,
fucked
yeah.
up. But yes, Ricky works at Bullard.
Yeah, which I definitely want to try those fucking
You wanted the
$15 crunch wraps. Yeah.
I really got it. Yeah. I had JoJo's last night.
JoJo's is pretty flame.
Shout out to Justin.
I heard that they're getting a brick and mortar.
They are getting a brick and mortar. I don't remember the location. It's going to be downtown somewhere. And if you're looking for a kitchen job, holler at Justin on Twitter or on Instagram.
His Instagram's hilarious.
That's what got me in the first place. Yo, Justin is low-key like the meme god. And but he keeps all of that shit on Instagram. It's also like I got a lot of appreciation for a small business owner that talks shit to customers.
Yeah.
I know.
And my man is not afraid to tell it like it is. I love that shit.
Like on the election day, you got 10% off your order if you yelled "fuck Trump."
Yep.
That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty solid one, honestly.
I've worked for a lot of people in the service industry, and I'm not gonna lie. I thought the other day about seeing if I could get some part-time shifts over at the brick and mortar JoJo, but and I didn't. There's other people that are younger and cooler that could work there. I don't need to pick up another job. I got plenty of shit on my plate right now.
Yeah.
Speaking of shit on my plate, Jason Tatum shat on my plate the other night, splashing that 3 against the Blazers, and we'll see if he can come home with another victory for the old Beantown boys in Boston. Is Boston gonna do like a late season run to really climb the ranks over in the Eastern Conference and not get knocked out by the Nets or the Sixers in the first round?
I have no idea. They've been playing like not the greatest basketball throughout this whole season.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a long season, baby.
It is a long season, yeah. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
Let me see what the standings are for Eastern Conference right now. 76ers in first place. We got the Nets 1 game behind in second. Bucks, Hawks, and then the Celtics in fifth. So as it stands right now, that means that they would go against the Hawks. Hawks are only a half game ahead of them. So it's Hawks are 30 and 26. Boston's 29 and 26. Hopefully tonight they'll tie that up and they'll be tied for fourth. I mean, the Hawks is an interesting case because they cut their coach and then they went on a tear afterwards. Trae Young and his stringy ass hair.
Is it Nate McMillan? Nate McMillan's their new coach?
Yeah. McMillan. And like, yo, there's legitimately people that are asking, and I don't think in like a really genuine way, but they're like, Nate McMillan for coach of the year? Possibly. I don't know if there's ever been precedent for that before where a coach comes in
and just changes it all.
And just, turns things around. It's a shame the Kings couldn't have scooped McMillan.
Unfortunately, they signed Luke Walton.
Where
did Nate McMillan come from? There was a Pacers? Did he get fired from the Pacers?
I don't think he got fired. I think he was just like waiting in the wings. He got cut like he didn't get cut and then immediately got hired. But I don't know. I will say the whole like coaching world, I think that's when you start getting into like the super fan of basketball realm, and I'm not quite there yet. I also think that's a longevity thing. Once you like start hearing the names, start watching games of teams that aren't your preferred one, you got a lot more up to date on the, I don't want to say the politics, but like
coaching staff, like all that stuff, like because like I do know some like assistant coaches, so I know like those names when they kind of pop up in here and there.
Mm-hmm. Oh my goodness gracious, they are splashing from 3 right now in LA. Yo, nothing better than watching the Lakers lose in the Staples Center.
Oh god, so nice.
60-46. We got a 14-point lead with 27 and a half left in the
I think we got the games flipped.
Second quarter. Yeah, dude, like I said, whatever we predict, just bet the opposite.
Bet the opposite.
Cuz
we're not going to be right. We're not going to be right. 9 times out of 9, we are not right.
We should be keeping track of this.
We should.
Good odds.
We'll see. Once this second quarter for the Lakers wrap up, I mean, the Suns should get things rolling again. This is the nice thing about doing the whole channel surfing is, Lord knows it's not like we're given real up-to-date, accurate play-by-play, and we got the delay anyway. We got the delay on the stream because we're a bunch of broke boys doing the bootleg option.
Hey.
We got the delay on our stream, which isn't substantial, but if you're watching at home, you're probably you got to be at least a minute and a half ahead of us. But we'll see what happens when the Suns get back. We'll see if they can widen this gap a little bit on the Kings, put them to sleep for the night. I need to look up what the Kings Arena. It used to be the Sleep Train Arena, which I thought was
pretty sick. I like that name.
I think it's a good name. I think it's unfortunate. Like, there's just too many easy jokes that go with naming your arena the Sleep Train Arena, especially when you're the Sacramento Kings.
Sleep Train?
Yeah.
Sleep Train, baby.
It's like a giant
What is a
mattress.
It's where DeMarcus Cousins chokes you,
Yeah.
and you just go to sleep.
Sleep Train is like a mattress store.
Yeah,
like
it's the
another
mattress
one of
store.
those.
Yeah.
It's not like Mattress Firm. Shout out to Mattress Firm. We did a clinic for them. Skate Like Girl. We got a bunch of money. Taught them how to build skateboards, and then
Really?
they sent them. Yeah. Dude, corporate America just has way too much money on their hands, and they're trying to find illustrious new ways to give it up. Or at least-
Trust me, corporate America, I can help you with this.
Oh, speaking of corporate America, well, not corporate, but you got a job. Calvin got a job.
What? Me?
Yeah.
Calvin?
He's got a job.
It's
Me?
an old callback to a Dave Chappelle.
Dave Chappelle
Yeah,
sketch.
I did get a job. I got a promotion recently.
What is it that you do?
I am loose title, essentially a brand manager for a chocolate factory.
That's better than what I thought. You were just like the staff photographer, but they're doing the thing where it's like TM's got to be photographers now too.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So basically, social media manager, and then doing all kinds of other stuff for them.
And why haven't you brought any?
You want some chocolate? I'll bring you some chocolate.
I gave you underwear, man.
Okay, I'll bring you chocolate.
Socks.
And socks.
I'm kidding. You can live your life. It's
No,
fine.
that's fair. I will bring.
Forget about us.
You will be up to your neck in chocolate.
Okay, that's where I like to be.
Yeah. No. Yeah. It's. I worked in a cafe, which was a chocolate factory, coffee roaster, and then the cafe was all like cumulative of it.
So you're keeping it in the family.
Keeping in the family. Through the pandemic, I was actually leaving this job, and through the pandemic, I got asked to come back, and then somewhere in there, I've just been doing their social media for free, and it got to the point where it's like now their coffee roaster left. The chocolate factory has been expanding because chocolate has been a huge thing for people through this pandemic.
I was in the mall in Clackamas last weekend, and it was like everyone had the chocolate places bags. I was like, what?
What is it, like C's chocolate or
Yeah.
something? Yeah.
I just saw it like absorbent. I almost nailed that word.
Exorbitant?
Absorbent.
Nope.
God, I'm
X.
so exorbitant. We're gone.
A whole hell of a lot of chocolate
I saw
bags.
a hell of a lot of people with
I
them
see
bags.
lots of people with their bags over there.
Those folks sure do like their chocolate.
Those folks.
Yeah, it's
It was just like, whoa. Like,
yeah, it's an interesting scene. I didn't think my career path would put me on the way to
the old
being
chocolate
a
interest.
chocolate.
I didn't think I was going to be in the underwear industry.
Yeah,
and
like
here
we
we are.
are. Exactly. Yeah, it's pretty cool. We do high end, really nice, really pure. It's all vegan except for the one we have, like a dark milk one.
Except for the one they make with sheep's blood.
Yeah,
They
that
do
one's-
one with the.
we actually have
blood from
we're working on a Lil Nas X.
infused
We're at Lil
with-
Nas
Oh
X
my
bar.
God.
It has one single drop of Lil Nas X's blood.
It's got
Jesus.
blood
By the way, Lil Nas
from
X.
these artists collective.
I wanna
From
do a
this artist
collab with you.
collective. Yeah.
I don't, because apparently you put people out of business when you collab with
Yeah.
them.
Real?
Oh, they got shut down big time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nike
really?
sued
Oh,
them and Super won.
Yes.
Yeah.
So wait. So it was the company that did the
It
shoe.
was an artist collective. They do these weird shock drops on their website, and they did a Jesus shoe, Air Max 97
With holy water.
with holy water
Yeah.
injected into the air unit, and then they just put like a Jesus pendant like on the toe, and then they were like, "Oh, that's fun. Let's do the opposite." And so it was a Lil Nas X collab. They put blood mixed with water. Each one had like one drop of blood from like some of the artists. They injected that in the air unit, and then they numbered them and sold them for like, I don't know, like $1,500 a pop. And they sold out in like 3 seconds, like
Yeah.
any sneaker thing does.
Yeah.
And then Nike sued them. and they had to get all the sneakers back. And they're probably, if you can get your hands on one, they are worth a hell of a lot more than they were before.
Damn, wish I knew.
Yeah.
So they had to get. So if you bought the sneakers,
you got your money. You got your money back, and you're supposed to legally send them back. But I guarantee some people didn't. I wouldn't.
I'd just be like, I no.
Take your money back. It's like, cool, free sneaker that's now worth $10,000.
Yeah, that's how I see it.
It's like,
so, and now this company is destroyed because of Nike.
yeah, it was like an artist collective. They would just do these weird. I forget what other things they did.
So they bought the shoes on their own.
Yeah.
And then would
modify them, and then sold them,
and that's a no-no.
And Nike said that was a no-no, but they were like, it's the big one was they were like, you didn't give a shit when we did the Jesus shoe,
yeah,
but they just didn't like the devil connotation because they made 666 pairs.
They didn't want to be associated with it. That's what happened.
Yeah.
They were like, no. These fucking right-wing nut jobs are going to be like cutting off the tops of their socks again. Like, we can't have this shit. Like, we got to go.
What was that bullshit?
I don't know,
I
some
remember
Kaepernick
that.
shit. It was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
rah, 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 rah.
And it's like, you bought them.
Yeah, exactly. They're like,
Yeah. Oh yeah, I ain't gonna wear this shit because he kneeled for that song.
That's what I was talking about. All those
I would
women,
love if some
players.
fucking dipshit conservative referred to the national anthem as that song.
You know it.
God damn it.
kneel for that song that I like.
Take your goddamn hat off when that song's playing. You're like, I'm sorry, which song? You know, the one that the NASCAR song.
the NASCAR song.
The one where I have to take off my hat.
Show some goddamn respect to that song.
I show my bald spots during that.
God sees my bald spot during it. You gotta do it.
There's only two things that get me to take off this Pow Mia hat. That song. And that's it. I was just kidding. One song. Sorry.
There's
hit me
only-
with the fucking want on that
Yeah.
one. Thank you. My God. I'm going to want myself.
There's only one song that makes me take off my Von Dutch hat. Damn it! I almost got you. I was.
It wasn't
so
even.
hard.
It was one like a callback to Von Dutch as just an existence in this universe.
I know.
And then, but really, the funnier thing for me that almost got me to spit up my old Milwaukee near beer was that, like, those guys didn't wear Von Dutch. Like Ashton Kutcher wore Von Dutch. Von Dutch was like
the style of the hat is always a Von Dutch hat. Like those like trucker mesh hats. They're coming back into fashion, by the way.
I got a mesh hat.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I drive a truck, I have a truck, dude.
see?
I'm a mesh hat dude.
Yeah.
I do some yard work. I don't want the back of my head being overheated. Like
I'm a trucker hat kind of guy.
I bang with it. Speaking of banging, we got Suns and Kings back.
We're in a
Holy
tight game.
moly!
We're in a
we
tight
got
game.
Suns up by 1 point right now. We'll see if we can widen that gap a little bit. Your boy's at the line. I don't know
looks
if
pissed.
He
looks
look
fucking pissed. Come on, Book.
Booker shooting what looks to be his first of two. Bangs it for a 2-point lead now on the Kings. I'll tell you what, man. We've talked about this in the past. It's the NBA, man. Any team can beat any team on any given evening.
I mean, on paper, the Kings are probably a lot better than their record, and I'm sure those games. I'm sure I don't watch a lot of Kings games. I will say that nothing really draws me to be like, I'm going to watch a Kings game today, unless they're playing the Suns.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll watch a Kings game if they're playing the Blazers, and I'm like, but then I might not even. I might be like,
I think maybe their losses. A lot of their losses are probably within like 5 points.
I would imagine.
I think we should break it down to like have losses be like categorized by how many points.
Well, they do that.
By.
It's called the point differential. They have a running total of the point differential, and then that's a determining factor of how well the team plays overall in the season.
Okay. Well, I just want to know, like, you know, like, oh, they're like 45 in this, but like this many games were lost by 5 points. This many was like 10 plus, or like, you know, stuff like that. Break it down like that.
Let me see if I can pull up those juicy stats for you. I got a feeling that I'm not going to be able to because when I started doing it, it started giving me just really whack predictive text. Like it was talking about Burger King. I'm like, So
would you eat Burger King right now?
Would I eat Burger King right now?
No.
No?
I don't fuck with Burger King.
Why don't you fuck with Burger King?
I don't know. I'm never excited. I'm always disappointed. That should be that should be their slogan. There's nothing else.
So as it stands right now, they have a negative 251 point differential. Now, what's a team that you would compare them to?
The Kings?
Yeah. Like what's your baseline?
I don't know who's worse than the Kings right now.
Put it like this.
Timberwolves?
All right, let's look it up. Let's see.
All right. While you're looking it up, did Phoenix have El Pollo Loco?
Yeah, we did. I
Do you miss it?
Kind of.
I kind of miss it.
Here and there. My thing was like with El Pollo Loco, like we always like got the chicken and then they come with the tortillas, so we just make chicken tacos ourselves.
Okay.
Like I do miss it here and there. But it's like
it's not that good. There's a lot of other places here that are way better.
I'd rather get KFC, which KFC just came out with a chicken sandwich finally.
I know. I gotta do this.
I had the worst. Okay, so
I'm all about all of this.
Speaking of chicken sandwiches, I ate McDonald's chicken sandwich the other day.
Okay.
And here's my thing. They just fucking put a chicken tender in a bun and gave it to me.
I had 2 of them the other day. Were you going to say something about this?
I haven't had it yet.
Yeah, don't waste your time.
Okay, cool.
Sorry, Kevin Dew, the overseer of both Blazers Twitter and fast food discourse. I had 2 of them the other day. Somebody got them for me, so I'm going to say that it wasn't it came off the line and I ate it within 2 minutes and it was better. They were uninspired trash.
Because I was blown away by the Popeyes one. In the sense that I didn't expect it to be as good as it was.
Popeyes not arguably. I would say this objectively. Popeyes has the best fried chicken in the game. So the chicken is going to be top notch.
Yeah.
Popeyes put it on a brioche bun, which is very good for that sandwich. They put pickles on it. The pickles are fantastic. And Popeyes put their spicy, I don't know if they call it I don't know. What's it, like a remoulade or something?
Yeah.
It's mayonnaise. Let's fucking keep it funky
spicy
here.
mist.
Yeah, it's spicy mayonnaise. But it hits. Everything about it is great.
It's a spicy mayo. Is that what is mayonnaise Italian?
Yeah, a lot of Cajun guys, that's what they sound like.
Hey yo.
Mayo.
Hey yo, it's a spicy mayo. Wow.
It's the racial stereotype we're allowed to do.
Italian.
We're gonna have it for a while. I think.
Italian.
We're gonna have that Italian one.
Yeah.
Is it racist to say Italian? That's like an East Coast thing.
I don't know. Is it? I hope not.
No,
I hope it is.
That's like a minutia thing. I did. Well, let's not get. We'll talk about that. No. The Popeyes one is category best. I haven't had the Burger King one. I heard the Burger King's one is good. That's what Big Kevin says. Right. All my fast food tips I'm getting from Kevin, Thao, a couple other people in Blazers Twitter. They fuck with that shit on the regular. Speaking of fast food, have you seen the jerseys with the Arby logo on it?
Yeah, who was it? I think it was the Atlanta Dream. Yeah.
Atlanta WNBA team, one of their presenting sponsors is Arby's, so they have a fucking giant ass Arby's logo on it. And
I think I was driving here and I was looking for food because I was like, oh, I need to eat now before
There's an Arby's nearby.
There's an Arby's nearby. I saw 3 cars in that drive-through. Which is 3 more cars than I've ever seen in an Arby's.
Well, I'll tell you this, as someone who works very close to McDonald's, who did have the McDonald's app, was trying to cash in on those free nuggets for a while. Drive-thrus can be deceiving right now because you can't go inside.
Yeah.
So I've skipped out on pretty much all the free nuggets all season long because I see the drive-thru and I'm like, oh, there's 8 cars in the drive-thru. I'm not trying to roll up and get $3 worth of nuggets.
Yeah.
I got better shit to do.
Yeah.
Hopefully, after we get into a post-Roni world, I'll be able to cash in on some free nuggets occasionally by going to my neighborhood McDonald's.
Even though they did fucking screw me on that chicken sandwich from McDonald's, I'll probably go get one after this.
It's you know what? It's the same deal as I said with the nuggets. Something didn't have to die to make something that tastes like that.
Yeah.
I
like that.
I could eat literally anything else and I would be like, yeah, this is good. I guess I'm not going to eat my poke on air, but I do have half pound of tuna poke from Winco with the spicy sriracha poke sauce.
That's a spicy sriracha.
No, that's not as good. Hang on, I got it first.
Yeah, you can only
The
eat.
other one was fire, but that one was
Hey-o.
offensive.
That's a spicy.
I just love that it just keeps getting applied to other foods.
Yeah.
None of it's Italian. It's not the classic. That's a spicy meatball.
That's a spicy Thai food.
That's
Yeah,
spicy-
dude, you asked for 5.
No,
That's fucking
the
hot.
joke is that's a spicy pad thai.
Yeah, man, that's
But
good. It's a spicy pad
oh
thai.
man,
I mean, any food can be spicy.
let me get my knees broken when I leave the studio.
You give me a 3. You give me a 5.
You say you gave me a 3. This is obviously a 5.
Our viewers are just
Who do you think I am?
shaving off right now.
I might be a plumber, but I also fight a lot of things.
There's some guy at his house with like his Christopher Columbus statue on the mantle who's like, you know what? I love this show until y'all started talking spicy about the Italians. He's got like a Luigi's Italian ice that he's
dare you.
shaving. Yeah.
It's not like we talked bad
On
about.
my overalls, one strap at a time.
I put my overalls on just like everybody else. I take them off my brother and then I put them on myself, one strap at a time.
The redneck Italians are going to be livid after this.
And then
show.
I eat my spicy pad thai.
So we got a 7-point lead right now. Phoenix Suns. Let's
cut
let's
it down to 5.
yeah, let's cut it down to 5. This one's definitely closer than the Blazers, or sorry, not Blazers, the Lakers Celtics. But do me a favor, Bjorn. Let me see that real quick. Can you tab over to the Lakers Celtics, see if we're back in action? Still
Commercial
a commercial break.
Commercial
so
break.
Halftime's probably still bumping.
Ooh, what did Devin Booker do? He did something.
Oh, I totally spaced. Y'all were like being racist or something when we were looking at halftime, and I was gonna say pull up one of the videos. You can see me go off on any of the skateboarding that we were talking about last week. But that ship has sailed. We're gonna have to wait until after the match if we want to do that.
There's been a lot of cool skateboarding going on lately.
There's been some. I watched some. I watched the Down Bad video.
I haven't watched that yet. I'm excited to watch it though.
Well, spoiler alert, it's 9 minutes long.
Cool. I was planning on taking like a nice afternoon, smoking a joint, like putting it on my TV.
You'd smoke a joint and then the video would be over and you're like, well, now I'm just high.
I mean, worst case scenario,
Yeah,
I'm stoned. That's a spicy joint.
Oh God. That's the spliff.
Yeah, true.
I think you could watch it. I told you, I don't know if we talked about this last week. I just got reminded that I don't really like the look of Adidas skate shoes from that video because like every single person in the videos.
I don't like those slipper shoes that they put out. The ones that Miles Silvis skates a lot. 3M or 3T or
you're thinking of like the 3ST or something.
Yeah,
like
something like that.
Yeah.
I don't really like the way that shoe looks. The Puigs look good, I will say.
I looked at the Adidas site the other day. I couldn't find a single shoe that I got excited about.
No,
I was looking at.
but I also really love Lucas Puig.
Yeah, he's a G. I think I was horny on Maine for him not too long ago.
I'm always horny on Maine.
He's a handsome fella.
He's a good looking man.
He
looks like that dude from the movie with Natalie Portman.
Professional.
The Professional. He looks like
Leon the Professional.
Yeah, he looks like Leon
V
Professional.
for Vendetta. I don't know what
Besson.
you're talking about.
Oh God,
Luc
yeah.
Besson.
Yeah, he looks like a
French guy?
A French guy that can skate.
He looks like a French dude.
That's a spicy Frenchman.
God,
That's
he
a
is
spicy
You know what? I'll
Frenchman.
allow it. Just
Yeah, that's good. Okay.
he's a handsome dude.
He's a good looking man. And you know what? His switch game is unparalleled.
Everything about him's great. 4-point now. We got somebody on the court. Fox.
De'Aaron Fox maybe got hit on the face a little bit.
I don't know. That's the other thing too that's been kind of stressing me out about late season games is like Dame's been taking a lot of shots lately, but
honestly,
you see guys hit the ground now and you're like, oh no.
Dame's hit his knee so many times, and every time it happens, I'm like, take him out.
Well, somebody called out earlier, I don't know if it's today or yesterday, but they were like, yo, we're playing the Spurs, and then I don't know if we go back to the Pistons or some other team, and they were like, yo, we could rest Dame for 6 days. He needs it right now. And that was what I saw like in that Celtics game. Like he shot like shit straight up. He was like 9 for 23 or something. And yeah, I'd like a little rest and relaxation for the All-Star and the Portland Trailblazers, but
yeah.
what are you going to do? Norm Powell. Did you watch any of that Boston game the other night?
I did not.
Norm Powell hit a Moda Center logo shot to like keep them in contention in the end. Like if had he bricked that shot, like they wouldn't have needed your boy to hit the three to put it away at the end. But Norm Powell, I've been pleased with him. I know Gary Trent Jr. is going off. I know that there's been people that have been saying like Blazers are not really taking a great advantage in that trade, but I think right now I've been excited watching Norm play.
I think that trade was mainly you can't pay off Gary Payton. You can't pay Gary Trent Jr. enough money to continue to be a sixth man.
Yeah, I do think that the Blazers would have had a little control in the contract negotiations.
Yeah, I think that was mainly the issue. Was like he's playing good enough to get a lot of offers because is it restricted? I think it was restricted agent.
I don't know.
So he's going to get good offers from teams. He's probably going to get a great offer from the Orlando Magic, and he's going to be a starter over there, getting all of his minutes. But
that's going to suck. I don't ever see the Magic being great.
No, but like that's where players go to get paid.
Yeah.
Jonathan Simmons, prime example, had amazing season or two with the Spurs, came up from the G League, then signed a 3-year, $75 million contract with the Magic, and I have not heard from him since. I don't think he's even playing basketball anymore.
Does the Magic have fans? I know it's a dumb question, but like...
Yeah, everyone that goes to Disney World and fucking catches
or works
a Magic
there.
game. Yeah, or works there.
All the people that work at Disneyland.
I don't think that they're going to Magic game. Like, Orlando is a funny market. What do you...
I'm trying to see what the last thing was.
I said something. I was just kidding.
Oh.
Yeah, he was... Bjorn was replying to Alex's statement earlier saying that juggalos are wonderful people. Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
shout out to the family. Woo, woo.
Yeah. The Magic definitely have fans. Like,
when was the last time you saw somebody wearing Magic gear that didn't say Shaquille O'Neal, Penny Hardaway, or I guess...
I saw shorts like yesterday.
But were they because they were fans or because they were cool white?
They matched the Jordans.
They were they were the jersey shorts that were like redone. Said Magic over the crotch. I assume because it's magic there.
Yeah, it's a big dick thing.
Yeah, there's magic in the
This
crotch.
is where the magic happens.
Yeah.
Here, baby.
Just
In
like
pants.
That's what I'm looking for, is the person who has to broadcast that message to every single person on the street.
I mean, I do it all the time.
You just walk down the street and you're like, "Sup, ladies?
Hey,
working with a monster over
This
here."
is where the magic happens.
this is the spice of magic.
God. You're so lucky that I don't have access to the button, because I would be hitting that shit before you even get halfway through.
I'd be like, this is a
Yeah,
just,
exactly.
yeah. I mean, that's fair. I mean, I'm not a professional comedian by any means. This is what I do in my free time.
Dude, even Steph Curry has a couple like 8 for 24 nights. You know, we can't win them all.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, Steph Curry, I am pleased with what's been happening lately. I know that he's going off. He's breaking records, all that shit.
Yeah.
He beat Wilt the other day, right?
Yeah, he surpassed Wilt Chamberlain as the most scoring warrior of all time.
Which that's a wild one, because Wilt Chamberlain, we alluded to this a couple weeks ago. Wilt Chamberlain's records in the NBA, I think some of them are just like, you're never gonna break this shit.
Yeah.
Like no one's ever gonna break his single game scoring record. It's literally impossible. Never gonna happen. Because what's the closest that we've seen in our lifetime? 82?
81.
81? Yeah, sorry. 81 is like, and that was like apocalypse shit. Like, you're just like, we're never gonna see this again. Like, I don't think I'm ever gonna see an 81-point game in my life.
Now, I will say I did see a 70-point game in my life.
That's cool.
In a loss to the Boston Celtics.
Woof. You can't win them all, you know.
Yeah, Devin Booker's the highest scoring player in the NBA.
He really put up 70?
70.
Good for him.
Yeah, it was like kind of like one of those like the game was a wash. Kept calling plays for him, kept going down.
How much did they lose by?
Like 20 points.
Why did they keep him in the game that long?
I mean, he was up 70 points. Might as well just fucking go for it.
I guess, yeah. Like it's interesting to see that sometimes games will happen where like they know that like, oh, you're gonna break the record. Like we'll just keep you in for like another 2 minutes.
And plus, like even though like like the Suns lost for sure, but literally the entire arena was cheering for Devin Booker.
Yeah,
like no one cared.
Give him something to cheer about.
Yeah. It was cool. Like 70 points is still really is a lot of points.
It's insane. 70 points is absolutely insane.
Who's that player, the number 14, the giant that's on the court?
Marc Gasol.
Marc Gasol. He just swatted the ball out.
He
of
swatted
bounds.
the ball. He jumped about an inch when he swatted that ball.
Oh, he's a big fella.
Yeah, he's big and he's old. Those knees are.
Yeah.
He's wearing the
double
like those things aren't even like knee braces. Those are like rubber bands literally
just like
around his
ratchet
knee.
straps
Yeah,
that they put on to keep your ligaments together.
Yeah, they're like, please don't.
Speaking
fucking
of keeping
die.
things together, it looks like Boston's keeping this lead together. They're up 13 right now, just under 9 minutes left in the third quarter. Well,
yeah,
the
I'm
Lakers
surprised this is such a blowout.
What did I say the line was before? 7.5.
Yeah, 7.5 by Boston.
Yeah, we're gonna see a real role reversal here. I think they're gonna be good. They're gonna lose by double digits for sure. Bjorn, can we hit the Suns game? Yep. Because I think that one's gonna be a little 2-point game.
Damn.
Also high kind of high scoring game right now. We got just over 2 minutes left in the third. It's 90-88. Phoenix has kept the lead pretty much consistently throughout the game, but not by a whole lot. This is not a decisive lead by any stretch of the means. So this is the classic NBA story, right? Ooh, that was very nice.
That was fun.
We got Fox with a nice oop on the Kings side of the court. That's the type of thing and this I've been thinking about this a lot. Something like that could legitimately tip the scales if there's a home team in the arena. But I know they're in Phoenix right now.
Yeah.
But those type of things, or that shuts them up real quick. You know what I mean? Those are the things that can definitely quiet down a boisterous crowd, at least for a minute or two.
Mm-hmm.
You're just oh no, they're going off on him. And yeah, it was a Halliburton to Fox oop.
Yeah, Halliburton's been having a good year. He's a rookie.
It's so we talked about this before a little bit, but yeah, do you cut your teeth in a shitty team as a rookie because you're going to get more time, more minutes if you're a highly coveted rook? And then make the swap, jump ship after 2 or 3 years once you are a bit of
I think a lot of players do that.
Seasoned vet.
They get their minutes, they develop, and then they take off somewhere else.
That'll happen.
But the NBA has tried to deter that from happening by if you leave the team that drafts you, you're not eligible for the most max contract.
Right, yeah.
So they try to make it to where you're a little bit more
Was
loyal.
that a league thing or is that a CBA thing?
It's,
Sorry, CBA. What's the
CPA?
Not CPA. What's the Players Association?
Certified Public Accountant.
No, yeah, certified.
It's not CPAs.
I have one of those.
Players. I know
Collective bargaining agreement is the CBA, but
it's the players union. I think it was a league thing more than the players union. It's just trying to keep those small market teams be able to hold on to the players that they put the time and money into developing.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. I'm curious to see what's going to happen with the Raptors, dude. I've been kind of keeping my finger on the pulse of the Raptors, and they're in this really interesting situation right now where everyone was calling the tank, right? They're oh, all right, that's it. They're going to start what's his name?
Kyle Lowry.
Yeah, Lowry's just not going to play any games. They're not going to risk having him get hurt. I know he took some games off recently, but it was more about the anniversary of his mom's death, which I don't think anyone's going to blink at that, say that there's some nefarious things going on. But dude, they just keep they kind of can't figure out if they want to make the play-in or tank. And
that's the hard thing with being in a play-in situation is you could make the playoffs, but what's it worth?
Yeah, and it's so I was thinking about this today actually.
Because I think players probably get a bonus for making the playoffs. I think that's written into contracts.
I believe that that's generally the case, and I know that it's just it's more games. Like if you're getting paid certain contract, I think that contract is based on the regular season, and then any sort of extension that you get by playing games in the playoffs.
Yeah, that would make sense.
It might be less publicized, but
Rich Paul still want to be in a contract negotiation with you. Just let me sit there.
Right. Hit us up, man.
Just want to sit there and
use
fucking
some representation. I don't know. I'm curious to see what they're going to do, because at the end of the day, Adam Silver has not made it very easy for the Raptors to position themselves well, despite being like one of the cooler narratives in the NBA over the last decade. Like, We the North like rise to that championship was really cool. Like, it was really awesome seeing a team that wasn't from like one of the major cities in the U.S. make a run and ultimately win the championship, and then immediately dissolve.
I mean, you lose Kawhi Leonard, and I think people just forgot, because he sat out with San Antonio because he was hurt or whatever. I think people forgot how fucking good he was. Like 2014, like that championship, like he played amazing basketball. And then the next 2015, the Zaza fucking foot incident, the Spurs were up like 20 points or some shit like that when Kawhi goes down. And then they just fucking fall apart. And then that series is a wash after that. Once he can't play, there's no way they win. People, I think him sitting out after that, like people forgot how good he was. So him going to the Raptors, who are at that on their championship run, like that team like was fucking deep. Like
well, that was the thing. Even the run up to that, like that was one of the jokes on one of the podcasts that I listened to, is like they were talking about how what was that? They had a nickname for like how deep the bench was and how reliable the bench was. And that's, I mean, there's a couple different proven paths to winning a championship. Most of them are like having really incredible defense, having 2 or more all-stars on your team. But if you do not have a strong second line, like you're not doing shit. Speaking of not doing shit,
fuck.
The Suns, are they gonna? Oh, okay.
Thank God.
End of the third, Suns are up 1. We had Fox with 2 free throws splashed.
And this is where I say this, like inexperience in playoffs is going to bite the Suns in the ass when it comes to this run. Is we have the number 1 bench in the league. We have top 3 defense in the league. We're poised to make a deep run, but that's where I think the playoff experience is ultimately going to catch up with us, or playoff inexperience is going to catch up with us.
Yeah, you start getting into the conversations of like, it's one thing to beat the Jazz on like a single night, but can you beat them
4 times,
4 out of 7 nights, and then do that 4 times?
Yeah, that's going to be tough. Coaches make adjustments, players make adjustments. Like everything is a different game. It's a big game within a game. And then on top of that, like the coaches kind of hone in on like what your offensive settings are. They kind of figure out what your plays are.
Oh yeah, those scouting reports get a lot more detail.
A lot more detail than that dude makes ball go in.
Yeah.
Guard him,
All right, Lakers have closed it to single digits right now. Kyle Kuzma's splashing,
Amber Rose,
sweaty as hell on the court.
Yeah, look at that.
Sweating more than Amber Rose after our Kanye show.
Oh my God! You got all the timely
the bleach out of that
Kanye
hair.
was before. Like you could have gone with Wiz. You got options there.
She was with Wiz Khalifa.
Oh yeah, she's got kids by him.
What?
Kanye's like old news. That was like a decade ago.
What?
Yeah.
Am I that? Did I just date myself with that?
Dusty.
Okay, I
You're
guess
dusty,
so.
dude.
Fuck.
Swipe right on yourself.
God
right there,
damn
dude.
it.
So it looked like. Hold on. What? Is
Kings?
this still the Lakers game? Or
Oh,
they
I
just
switched it because it went to commercial.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was gonna say Boston called the timeout. It looked like Boston up 8.
Yeah.
And I think it was about 3 minutes left in the third. 2-3
The
minutes.
fourth quarter was about to start for the Suns, who are up 95-94 against the Kings. How are we not fucking blowing this game out of the water?
Like I said, man, any team on any night.
It's a spicy basketball.
I am.
That was good. Yeah. I'm into that one.
I am very. This is why you don't take big lines. When I say 12.5, I'm like, dude, that is a big line.
Yeah.
Now, don't get me wrong. The Kings are not good, and the Suns are good. So I get it, but man, like a lot of bad things need to happen. Or you just need to be playing the Blazers, I guess.
What I'm really loving about this stream is all the shit talking that's going on in this like Discord on the side here.
Oh,
I was starting to read. I was like, oh man.
yeah. That's man. You got to be a real sick and twisted fucker to be chiming off on like.
On like,
Yo, invite him over here, man. Let's get him
Yeah,
on the
you
link.
should. Yeah, you should start telling them to tune into basketboards.
We'll just drop the link to our stream in the link, in the chat on the stream.
oh, I gotta.
Dude,
sign in.
make a fucking account.
I'm pretty sure it's all through YouTube. I don't know how they do this, but I don't know. Yeah, we're on NFL Byte. Or no, sorry, this is Weak Spell.
Founders of r/NFL streams.
That's like, I mean,
Sacramento took the lead.
Yep, Sac up by 1. 11 minutes left in the fourth.
Wild shot.
I think it was trying to get a pass
Yeah,
off.
that was a wild pass. Excuse me.
All right.
Oh, Cam Johnson bams it home.
Cam Johnson with a dominating fast break dunk to put the Suns back up by 1.
This is, oh my gosh.
Oh man, are we gonna see like a real tightly contested game? Or are we gonna watch like timeout after timeout and like free throw after free throw for the next
I hope
45
so.
minutes?
I can't wait.
No, you want them to get up and put this away
Yeah,
definitively.
I definitely want them to put it away definitively.
There's certain games where I'm down for like the dragged out finish. Suns Kings is not one of those games.
It's not a game you want to see dragged out.
Yeah.
Let me tell you that.
Like, yo, Lakers Boston going like neck and neck into questionable like potentially overtime. That'd be cool. Although I should say that with I don't know. I was gonna say like if they had a full roster, but if Lakers had full roster, they wouldn't be going in overtime with the Celtics. I haven't seen. Have you watched? Oh God!
What a
my
ball.
man,
What-
Whiteside.
How was that? That wasn't Whiteside.
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
Yeah, Hassan
Fudge.
Whiteside playing for the Kings now, former Blazer. Unfortunately, when he played for the Blazers, I didn't like him enough to not root against him when he's on another team now. And also, it seems like Hassan has some. He's in his feelings whenever they face off against the Blazers. He doesn't seem quite as jovial as a lot of other players in the league when they face off their old team.
Yeah.
He's definitely looking for one of those revenge games, but guess what, motherfucker? You play for the Kings. Like, slowly roll. Speaking of slowing rolls, somebody just got the shit packed
Torrey
out of him in the
Craig
paint.
just fucking bammed one home.
Yeah.
And Cam Johnson for 3. That's short. Right
Can't
off the
quite
front
get
iron.
it going. So we've seen no change in the score for the last minute and a half. This is either great defense or arms are getting tired. Sack with a 3 puts him up to 99-97 with 9:45 left in the fourth.
Man, Devin Booker's not even in yet, so I wouldn't say it's a total wash yet.
No. I mean, this is beyond anyone's game. We could have 45 seconds left, and I would say this is anybody's game. 2-point lead is nothing. Like,
why would you not take it in? Okay, good.
now the question is momentum, right? That's the real issue. Is can one of these teams like not even get a run going, but just get like. It's one thing to miss a shot because it's highly contested. It's a really difficult shot. But if you're like bricking open shots, then the question is going to be, do you want to win this game? I haven't seen anything. It looks like both teams are playing actually pretty strong defense. We got a little bit of
Got a charge. Got a charge on
Is that the call?
Davis too. Yeah, I'm gonna say that looked like a charge. Look at this block by Torrey Craig.
Uh-oh. Our streams are playing
Beast
with our
mode.
emotions this evening. It was like in honor of someone that wears a headband. Like, it wasn't like they had passed away or something. It was just like a homie of his, I guess. So he
Yeah.
decided to throw the headband on. Really weird. It's very strange seeing Damian Lillard in a headband, especially on a team with so many other headbands. Here we go. If he bricks this, they don't want to win.
No, that's going in.
I hope that it did, because I don't want to see. I want to see the Suns win. I want to see the Suns in the first spot. Looks
No,
like
it
it
did
didn't
not
go
go-
in.
did not go
We got a
in.
tie game, 99 across the board, and this is just like
A fucking ugly
real
ass
lousy
game.
offense. Okay,
Well, finally, Torrey Craig gets one to roll.
Torrey Craig with a friendly roll, getting that layup. Luke Walton's on the sideline looking like a discount Ben Affleck, and can't. If we can for a moment, I know this is like some hack shit, but talk about the coaches and like, just let them not wear masks. Like, who are we fooling?
Yeah.
Like, what are you guys doing? There was coaches who got fined. There was coaches who caught fines from the league because they were taking their mask off too much. And I'm like, what is too much?
Yeah, you're literally yelling.
Yeah, like, and I guess maybe one of the other things too that I guess I'm not surprised, but they didn't develop like something for the coaches. They couldn't figure something out that like appeases their concern of not being heard on the court.
They've got like those loudspeakers.
I'm surprised they didn't do bullhorns.
Bullhorns, yeah. They full on. There's an air horn on the bullhorn, right?
Give me one.
The guy with this high pitched air horn. It's like when you go to the store and you buy one of those little boating ones, and you're like, oh yeah, it's gonna be like the burr, 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 and then you hit it and you're like, wait,
mine is.
That one's like it's like the ones that you get at like Walmart. Very high pitched.
It is.
I need a little more bass in my
I know.
air horn.
Well, I can put any sound cues into this. So find me a clip.
I need that fucking trap air horn.
Dude, you know what?
I know.
I'm going to fuck around and I'm going to get my shit popping for next week because I have a little MIDI controller.
I really.
And y'all are going to be
we could
crying the blues when I get access to the sound effects.
Dude, it's pumping. Yeah, and wearing the mask down. Look at those kids.
I mean, it's a kid. He fixed it.
What's up with dad?
Fuck them kids.
Parents are looking good. These folks are definitely sitting much closer to 6 feet to each other. And I don't mean the people that are there obviously in a party. I mean like one row of seats between
that guy's
you
like
and the
almost
people.
touching the other guy when they're dancing.
It's like
trying to get into the
dance it's Arizona, so they didn't really take this all so seriously.
Dude, it could be Texas, yeah.
Oh my god, I watched that Rangers game.
The Rangers game where they got cooked by the Blue Jays?
Yeah. And then it was like way too many people.
Yo, here's my question. Do the Blue Jays have to do what they did to the Raptors? Do they have to play in U.S. stadiums only?
I'd assume unless Canada opened up recently, but I don't think Canada has, so they're probably playing somewhere else.
I got to look into this because like that's been a hot topic of discussion on the internet as well, is like basically how shafted the Raptors got this year. Like they have to play in Tampa Bay. None of the players like can be at home ever. Like it's like it's functionally like they're playing in a even worse bubble. Like it's not like, oh, cool, all of the teams at Disney and all of the teams like are playing in like a handful of gyms. It's like, no, we have to sleep in hotel rooms for the entire season, no matter if we're in town, out of town. Maybe actually, I shouldn't say that.
Are the Raptors in it or not? I guess I don't know.
The Raptors are playing in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
As their home.
But I will say they're staying in hotels that are way nicer.
Well, here's what I was going to say.
When it's Tampa Bay.
I would be willing to bet that they are not staying in a hotel. They bro, if you were a basketball player, I wasn't going to say buy a house. You can Airbnb a house for like, what, $5,000 a month?
Yeah, probably.
Like you're going to be down there for what, 6 months?
Yeah.
$30K? Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm sure that a few of them probably went in together on a house even.
I don't think they did that. I think they're all millionaires and they could like
they can just afford it.
Yeah, they're not like sleeping. Although there was interesting narratives a couple years ago, like that was the Jeremy Lin thing. Mm-hmm. Wasn't Jeremy Lin like sleeping on someone's couch for a while?
I didn't hear about that, but I'd assume.
I think that there was like
Is that the most baller move ever? Like to just not even
being an NBA player who sleeps on the couch of other NBA players.
I hope you have a 3-sectional.
I don't know that baller is the word that I would use. I think like that's some like
moocher.
It's more just like it's like the homie that you have that just like never grew up or like never like got mature. I shouldn't say grew up, but like you're just like, damn, dude. Really just
like still doing that.
Yeah. Like, all right. Yeah. Cool. And they're like, yeah, dude, you want to get down with this? And you're like, no. Maybe like for a weekend, a year. Like maybe
Yeah,
one
one
weekend a year I'm
weekend
gonna
a
come stay
year.
at the crib and like we're gonna get like shitty drunk or something, like
Shoot
do stuff that I don't
guns
do
and-
anymore. Yeah, but like, nah, like I've got other boring responsibilities that I have to take care of. Phoenix opening up the lead a little more. We got 5-point lead, 100 to 105.
It was a travel.
Oh man, I've been all about that. I've just been playing video games all night, doing whatever I want.
Sounds
I had,
chill.
dude, I had like,
I replayed through Donut Country,
it's a fun game.
and then I got Alan to play it. He played the whole thing last night. I watched him play. It's actually fun to watch someone
It's a
play.
fun game. If
Shout out
any
to-
of you have a Switch, go buy
Torrey
Donut
Craig
County.
for 3. We're back up 8.
Don't say the name Tori in my presence. You just remind me of.
Torrey Pudwell.
T-Puds?
T-Puds?
T-Puds.
T-Puds.
Oh, I need a Jinx button. That'll work, right?
Wait, what? Explain this to me. The Jinx button?
I don't know. I was like, because we said it at the same time.
Oh,
and I just
gotcha.
hit a random thing. On
T-Puds was the first, one of the first things I ever tweeted on her Twitter.
That yeah, I know. Yeah, you really got things.
Oh, wait, I'm
off
thinking
to
of
a
PJ
bad
Ladd. I don't know why.
Ugh,
Never mind.
PJ Ladd. Ugh.
PJ Ladd is certified stinker right
Yeah,
now.
would he ever put out a video part after that?
Okay, I was like, well, he did put out this little video.
real
that
sorry. Really
uh,
sorry was his last video part.
I couldn't tell you. I don't know. Conspiracy theory like bullshit.
Oh, fun.
One thing I will say for the handful of folks that are watching and anybody that watches this later, I think that PJ Ladd has a large library of things that are completely justifiable to make fun of and or clown on him for. Let's all just collectively agree that what we're not going to do is keep making hacky jokes about his choice of headwear that is very closely affiliated with his religious beliefs. Like, we're not going to do that shit. Can we
Yeah.
all agree to that?
Yeah.
Can I get an agree? Buckets down. Bjorn, you down?
Yeah.
Tight. Bjorn's down.
Yeah,
Mikey's
I'm
down. And I am down. Let's make fun of him for being like a weird fucking conspiracy theory dingbat and not for, I don't know, having beliefs and things. This kind of loosely associated. Didn't I talk about this like week 1 where I was like, hey, Steve Barrett's like a giant fucking idiot.
Yeah.
We don't need to get into like the Scientology shit. Like, it's just, I don't like.
We just know he's an idiot.
Yeah, I got zero love for the Church of Scientology. Elron,
Ooh.
wherever you're watching from, whatever galaxy, fuck off.
Yeah.
But
Christy Alley's gonna find this stream
Christy
and get
Alley's
really
gonna find
pissed
this
off.
stream and be livid with me. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
PJ
fuck.
Lab, he's a real stinker.
Yeah. Yeah.
He got a little. They got him back for like Battle of the Barracks or something, and people are like, "Well, yeah, PJ Ladd, he's really sick. He's a great skater. I just
Yeah.
don't. There's a lot of great skaters. Like that's it. That's not enough to tip the scales for old Terry these days.
Yeah.
All right,
Whiteside doing Whiteside shit.
Whiteside is definitely he loves chirping at the refs. He's always kind of been that dude. Whiteside also, shout out to Whiteside for getting on the train with that's like a very contemporary basketball haircut in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
Is like the fade on the sides and then the hair that just kind of goes up and out. Derek Jones Jr. in my personal opinion has one of the best.
Ooh, Devin Booker with a lob to Ayton.
Very gentle alley-oop.
Damn.
Booker to Ayton. Booker's
it
back in
was
the
gentle.
game now. So we now got a 6-point lead over Luke Walton's Kings. And
Timeout.
let's get an updated prediction. You know, we whiffed.
What did I say? 12? 12 and a half?
You said the line. That was more about what the
And I
odds
said
were.
15. I said we were
Yeah,
going to win 15.
what do we think the end of this game is going to look like? We got
7-point win.
7-point win by the Suns, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
I think
I think that's a safe bet.
I think that's safe. How about this? We'll do 6.5 is the line. You'll take the over. I'll take the under. I'll take under on that. I think the Suns are going to win. I think they're going to do it by 6 or less. And man, they love showing off all the Suns fans in this game.
Yeah. I hate it. I hate them all.
Mikey's just like, I hate it, as there's just like some cute little girl on the screen jumping and having a good time. Yeah.
He's like, no,
No, I hate it.
you ain't real fans. You weren't even born yet.
I can't tell. Yeah. Well, it's like, I don't know. It's like they showed the stadium and like people are still like flossing and doing that one like TikTok dance.
That
Oh.
one TikTok dance.
I forgot about the dance. I was like, wait, That would be the funniest thing ever. Just cut to someone just up there, just flossing with like flossing their teeth, like mask
That'd be
off,
sick.
just like full
Yeah.
on. Just
Honestly,
picking their
dude, that'd be
teeth.
better than like what I'm seeing right now.
Nobody knows how to wear a fucking mask in Arizona.
I wasn't even saying that. I was just saying like the dad who's just like looking at his like scrolling on his. I made to Kevin the other day about how I have an issue with people that sit courtside regularly for a lot of different reasons, and he was talking about he got to go to a Blazers game, sat courtside. I know you've spent some time on the side of the court here in the beautiful Moda Center, and I was just like, yeah, man, I don't know. Like half the time when I see this shit on TV, it's just like mad people courtside looking at their phones. Like really, like y'all dingbats paid like $1,600 for this ticket.
The thing is, when I went courtside, I was definitely not looking at my phone.
no,
I was in there. I was like,
like airplane mode.
yeah.
Talk to me later.
Well, I was behind the Suns bench. I was section 102, visitor section, and I was sitting behind the Phoenix Suns. And I was like, they were like standing up, like all in a huddle, and I was standing up too. I was just like trying to. I was like,
yeah, guys.
yeah, guys, run that.
Yeah.
It looks great.
So I am a noted shit talker when it comes to sports. I think I said this on the stream before. I used to exclusively go to Beavers games, mostly to talk shit about the other team, and it was great because they could hear me because you'd get like $12 tickets, sit first row or first baseline, third row.
That was fun. I
Yeah.
did go with you a couple of times.
Dude, I had designated chants, like the whole nine. If I sat in 102 at the Moda Center, and I don't know if this is out of respect or fear or what, but like, I don't know that I could ever shit talk players the way that people do. And like, I'm not talking about Utah Jazz fans. I'm talking about like the Spike Lee thing where he just like Spike Lee just used to scream at people.
Yeah.
Like used to have like personal beefs with Reggie Miller and like a bunch of other people in the league.
Spike Lee's the reason why Reggie Miller like went off in a game once.
Oh yeah.
Or no, it was Kobe. Kobe went off against the Knicks, and he was like, "That's because of you."
Oh well, that also happened with like. There's a storied history of Reggie and Spike, but like I don't think that I could sit. I think I would be like so just amazed by. That's one of those things like you watch this shit on television, and you're just like, well, it's kind of like the same as just watching my friend play 2K. Like it's yeah. Like you forget how fucking humongous these people are.
Oh,
You forget
yeah.
how
Oh, yeah.
like impressive it is. Like when you're watching on TV and you're like, "Oh my god, splashes from 30." You're like, "Whoa, that's impressive." And then you see it in real life and you're like, "Bro, I can barely see the hoop from that far away."
Yeah.
Like, how do you do this? I think I would be behind the stands and I would just like I would just turn into like the grandma at the Little League game who's cheering for everybody. And it's just like, yeah. And someone's like, no, that's the other team, Grandma. And you're like, but they're doing such a good job.
Yeah.
Like,
I like all the sneaker squeaks. I don't know why.
There was a kid that was talking some major shit, and he said something to Aaron Baines, which Aaron Baines, if you follow him at all, he is a brick of a man.
Yeah.
He is just a fucking physically imposing, big Australian man.
Bainesy, yeah.
Yeah, and fucking he specifically called out Aaron Baines and the whole team, and I'd never seen this before. The whole team turned around and looked at this kid, and then security was like, "Yo, you need to go." And he's like, I never saw that before, but he said some shit to Baines, and I forget what exactly. Aaron Baines turns around, and then the whole team turns around. Game's going on.
Yeah.
A whole bench turns around, and then security's like, "Go back to your seat."
Bro, that guy's not a Blazer fan.
Yeah.
I'm ready to do some gatekeeping. And I will be the determining factor of who is and who isn't a Blazer fan. I'm going to say, if you're saying shit to the other team that gets you booted from the arena,
yeah.
you know what? There's going to be a few exceptions to this rule. Like, I'd say like maybe 1 in 5. I'd be like, yeah, okay, that's kind of tight. But, speaking of kind of tight, Lakers getting blown out of the fucking water right now.
Yeah.
A 25-point lead. Boston, 109. Los Angeles Lakers, 84. Still haven't broken triple digits yet. They got a lot of time left, 8:22 in the game. Boston, you think Boston's going to break 130? You think they got another 21 points in them in this fourth quarter?
21 points?
I think they could if they wanted, but I think
They could, but I think at a certain point out of like
they're going to pull
sportsmanship. they start like letting the third
Oh,
squad
no.
get
They're
in.
just going to bring in the bench guys, and the bench guys are going to try to go off, but
They
the bench
can't.
guys, yeah.
Yeah.
So
They want to, but they can't.
CJ Ellaby's got the heart of a champion and
Oh man,
the play of a deep bench player.
yeah.
Yeah,
He's
this
got
thing-
cool hair though.
Yeah, he's got the weird zebra mohawk thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I like it.
The other CJ on the Blazers. Bjorn, can you hit me? This game we absolutely got this shit backwards as hell.
Yeah,
This
we
game is a
got-
blowout.
Yeah.
Now the Suns, we got 3 minutes left.
We're up by 8.
3:15 left. Right now, we got Mikey on top of our 6.5 point over under. He took the over. I took the under just because. Like it's boring when we're both like, yeah, I agree. I agree as well.
Yeah. 7 points sounds like a fine way to win.
Yeah. Here's a question for you. Which is a better skate town? Phoenix or Sacramento?
Ooh, that's a good one.
2 very different scenes.
Very different
I
scenes.
will say, I think that they both have unique quality, or a shared unique quality, which sounds strange. Sac is like the little stepchild of Bay Area, right?
Mhm.
And then I would say, and this is maybe a bit of a reach, but like Phoenix is kind of like the stepchild to the LA region.
Yeah.
Is that fair? I know it's like
fair.
not close, but Phoenix definitely, like, people skate big shit, but it's like
I'm going to say Sac. Sac's a better scene.
better scene.
I'm mainly going off of,
Is that a weather thing?
yeah, weather thing, like more consistently, like their weather is better. I mean,
Yeah.
it still gets super fucking hot there too, but I feel like Sacramento area has turned out like more like stronger professionals
Mm-hmm.
than Phoenix.
I think Phoenix, I mean, certainly has a scene. It's just, I think the Phoenix scene, don't get me wrong, there's some oddballs. Like,
Phoenix is kind of kitschy. Like people like, and I don't want to like sound like a fucking hater on it. But you get people that do like the one thing and that's like what they do.
Sure. I mean, that was,
That's a lot of scenes.
I think that's like, one of the most slanderous things I've ever heard about East Coast skateboarding is that
everyone just front shoves.
No, it's East Coast skateboarders have to rely on style because they're not good at skateboarding.
I mean, that's true. And their shit's just so hard to skate over there.
Well,
too.
and that's the thing is like how many like New York skaters like made their entire careers on like cellar doors and like weird spots that you look at and you're like, and they're like, dude, but bro, if you saw it in person, like, yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
And like there's a lot of factors that aren't really captured on like photo or video where it's like, oh
You
yeah,
didn't realize.
it's a whack run in. You have literally 4 seconds to try to get your trick before you get the boot, like blah, 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 blah,
Yeah, you
blah.
have to ollie the fucking bum shit.
Yeah,
before.
exactly. I think, wow, they're really opening it up. Yeah, 8-point lead. I think Sac is kind of like, if you actively did not want to be a part of like the greater skateboard industry, I feel like Sacramento is a good place to be.
Yeah.
Like you're close enough to the Bay, you're spitting distance from the Bay. You don't have to deal with a lot of the LA bullshit. You get the California weather. There's good spots. Like
Yeah.
Sac has a bunch of spots.
Yeah.
And there is a very vibrant scene there.
Yeah.
Now you also have to put up with like the pizza skateboard dickheads, but could be
Could be worse. Arizona, you just have to like. There's good spots there. There's a lot of variance in different spots. Like there's a lot of like. There's something for everybody there.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have to deal with like cops.
Yep.
Regularly. People who think they're cops.
Americans, you mean?
Americans, yeah. You have to deal with that shit more
People who
often.
think they're border patrol.
Yeah. I've had people like fucking say some heinous shit to me because they thought I was just wrong place. It's like whatever. But, I think Sacramento, between Sacramento, like I said, I think it comes down to like the pro that comes to mind for me from Sacramento. I just think Miles Silvas.
I think it's a contemporary one. I think for me, it's Beeble.
Beeble.
Beeble was
Yeah.
like the king of Sacramento as far as I was concerned
Yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah. And then when I think of Arizona, and honestly, off the top of my head, the first 2 that come to my mind are Jaws
Yep.
and Dakota Servold. And
I could see why Dakota I think fortunately for me, I'm too warped by like the pros that I know there.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh yeah, I know pros that live down there.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I know like Ryan Lay's there and like
and the king of skateboarding, Ted Schmitz.
Ted Schmitz is there, but like, Ryan Lay, an amazingly talented skateboarder, isn't in like.
He runs a different path.
Yeah,
Dakota's
exactly.
On a much more
it's hard to put
pro
skateboarders like in like, oh, this pro skater and then this pro skater. There's so much difference, and it's like
I think Ryan kind of blurs the lines of
oil
what
and water.
Professional skateboarding is a little more than like Dakota's on the track, right? Dakota does the stuff that you do to be a pro skateboarder. I think Ryan was skilled and fortunate enough to get that at an earlier age.
Mm-hmm.
So now in his like later years of a pro, he can kind of dance to the beat of his own drum. He doesn't necessarily have to like get in the van, go on the trip, get the clips of the rest of the guys. Now he does that shit, but he also goes to Palestine for a couple weeks to film his part that is like him, more authentically him than I think like having him drive to a city and having some local kid drive him around to the biggest shit that they can find.
Yeah, like where it's Jaws and literally he's just like, here's a 20 set.
There's a giant building to jump off of. 7-point differential. Let's make that a 9-point differential. We got 111 to 120. Minute and a half left. This game may be decided in the next 20 seconds. We'll see. If Sack cannot put together some offensive... I'm doing the dickhead thing right now where I'm like, yeah, if they can't score points, they're not going to win. Just bricked a 3. I think there was a foul. I hope it wasn't a shooting foul on Booker. He looks confused, which means it may have been a shooting foul behind the 3-point line. He's taking shots.
Oh my gosh.
And I do believe this is going to be a 3-point opportunity.
Buddy healed.
We'll see what he can do here. So if he hits all 3, that's going to put him up to within 6. So a 2-possession game. Now, the Kings, not a spectacular 3-point shooting team, and apparently not a spectacular free throw shooting team either.
Yikes.
Bricks the first one, so now the 2-possession game is kind of out of the running unless they can couple it with something else. He also might brick the second.
No, that's in.
Splashes the second. Sorry, I meant to say he might brick the third, and then they could try for an offensive rebound, but that's going to be a tall order. Not very often you're going to see that offensive rebound on the free throw. I will tell you, I'm being a little offended with what are we on? All right, looks like he missed. They're up 8. Suns up 8. CP3 at the top of the key. This game is done. Chris Paul for 3, and our stream is just really fucking with us right now. Bricks.
Devin Booker with a rebound. Jay Crowder with a rebound.
Oh, my God. What a sequence. So Chris Paul bricks. Booker gets the rebound, goes for a putback, misses.
Jay Crowder gets that rebound and puts it back.
Crowder puts it away for a 10-point lead with 1 minute left in the game. Now,
looks like Zach's they're gonna try to pull something together.
Yeah, I'd love if these broadcasts would give us, information about how many timeouts there are, how many fouls they have, if they have a foul to give.
What is this? This Sacramento broadcast?
I'm
gonna say it is just because of all the bright stuff they've been saying about the fucking Kings.
Yeah. I have a sneaking suspicion. The issue is, we're back over real quick to the Boston game. Looks like they are still up 19. Marc Gasol taking a seat with his warm-ups on, so he may not be going back in this game. Big charge. Holy cow. Way to plant your feet, my G. Way outside of the restricted area. That's been another thing, too. It's interesting to see the meta game of taking the charge really open up this year. I don't know if this is a noteworthy year in terms of charges taken, but I know, again, the games that I watch the most are by the team in red and black.
Yeah. I think people are just more willing to take a charge right now.
Which, man, with some of the guys in the league, like, how much money would I have to put on the table for you to take an earnest charge from Zion?
Oh, fuck. Couple thousand.
Couple thousand?
Couple thousand.
That's a hard question to answer because it's like, oh,
Because I skate, so I'll be able to figure out
Yeah.
how to fall.
Yeah, like, dude, he's putting me in the stands if I take a charge.
No, I'm not. It's not going to be a fun fall.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a fun charge, but I'll have a couple thousand in it.
We got 17 now. Bjorn, can you switch us back over to the Suns? I want to see if the Kings can make things interesting here. Here we
did
go.
Not.
Suns have possession again with the 10-point lead. I could have sworn that was Kings ball. They must have had a failed attempt at an offensive conversion. Crowder's just dribbling around at the top of the key. They are not going to
Chris
foul.
Paul splits the defense
Chris
for
Paul,
an easy layup that
that
in
he
and
missed.
out. In and out. Chris Paul rarely misses a layup.
Yeah, that was weird. He had a wide open lane. All right, so they closed the gap to 8.
And now they're going to foul Booker. Nope, they didn't get the foul on.
Dude, they got to let this shit play down. It looks like Luke Walton's going to take his lumps this evening, and they're just going to let the time tick out, which I guess is good. You know, they heeded my call. I said I didn't want to see like the never-ending basketball game where it's timeout, free throw, timeout, free throw. Yep, they're just going to dribble it out here. Shot clock is turned off.
Was that 7? Did I call it? No, it's 8.
8. So you got it. I mean, you took the over. So 7 and up, you win. 6 and lower, I win. Much like don't tell me. Whose line is it anyway? The points don't matter. So congratulations. All right. I mean, you got any interest in watching this Lakers game?
No.
I don't really care. Like Boston's going to take it. It looks like.
Yeah.
They're on a commercial break right now. I think we're gonna call it there. This is the game that I was actually like intrigued with. I guess I'm glad that Boston wins. That means the Lakers are gonna potentially drop down in the Western Conference standings. Could put them in a play-in situation. I just like it because it potentially frees up a little more breathing room for my team in the Western Conference standings. Things are just, man. They gotta do something.
Yeah, they definitely got to do something.
You think Bagley's gonna get traded in the offseason?
I mean, his dad's been calling for it for so long. The thing that sucks about Marvin Bagley is like he has so much potential, and the Kings have been putting so much time into him, and he's also been injured a lot. So I don't really know what his trade value is.
I was just gonna say I think his trade value is not particularly fantastic.
Yeah. So
right
after
now.
today, Suns are 40-15 with that win. Kings are 22-34 after tonight.
Jesus Christmas. Do they put no, they don't have it here. To answer your question from earlier, so the Kings, when I checked before, 251 negative point differential. You asked about the Minnesota Timberwolves, 447 under. Now, just for getting both ends of the scale, we'll say the Nets. The Nets are a plus 251. So
they've won by 2.
So that's collective.
Yeah, collectively.
And here's the thing. You can have, this is strange. You can have a losing season with a positive point differential. Because if you lose games by like 2 points, 1 point, 2 points, and then you win one game by like 50, then you're going to have a much higher positive.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So with this, I'm assuming the Lakers are going to be losing.
Yeah, I'll look at let me peep Western Conference real quick. So Lakers currently are 34-21.
They're going to stay in the 5th.
They're going to stay in the 5th just because they've played way more games than the Blazers have. Blazers right now
only one.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. You're right. But they are 2.5 games ahead. So if they drop a game tonight, that's going to put them 1.5 ahead. And I think the biggest thing is just like it's going to be the momentum thing again until they get LeBron and AD back. The more
they're trash.
The more losses, the better for pretty much everyone except for them. That's another one of those great insights.
The only thing is, I don't want to see. I would prefer not to see the Lakers in first round. To be honest.
You don't want to play the Lakers in the first round?
No.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Especially after playoffs start in May. The play-in starts in May.
I know that the season ends in about mid-May. I looked at the schedule.
Yes, the season ends about mid-May. What? You have both AD and LeBron coming off their injuries beginning of May.
I haven't seen those timetables, and are you saying that's return to play, or is that assessment?
Assessment, but I'd assume it's like...
I think a lot of that return to play is going to depend on how terrible they're doing.
Yeah.
And like if they need to pick up a couple games to avoid the play-in tournament, you might see AD and LeBron come back a little sooner than later.
Yeah.
I know that they generally don't try to risk that, but I guess it's all going to factor on how they're feeling, how they're doing. You know what?
We'll see.
Hold on. Let's not get carried away here because it's only a 10-point game now. They got 2:20 left. Lakers ball. If this gets into like messy, let's make that an 8-point game.
It became a game.
Okay, we got LeBron and AD on the sidelines. It's interesting seeing those guys in street clothes after like my team always dresses up in suits. Whether or not those suits are good is an issue of what Nurk felt like when he left his house that day.
Ooh.
But Lakers with a pretty embarrassing turnover. Boston bringing the ball down court. And are we going to get...
Lakers get the ball back.
Are we calling jump? Oh, no, they call Lakers ball. All right, again, 8 points. Differential 115-107 with a minute 50 left. That is plenty of time. We're talking about 3-possession game right now. If Lakers can get a couple good defensive stops, which we know they have in them, this could be a pretty amazing upset in the last few minutes of the game after Boston is led by pretty much double digits the entire night.
How did Brad Stevens drop this lead?
Oh, that was a foul.
It was a foul.
It's going straight to free throws. So that's a 7-point game now. Man, this could be interesting. The time stoppage too. There's a lot of game left. 115-108. Kuzma's going hog wild on the sidelines behind AD and LeBron. They got some interesting patterns going on. LeBron with a very classic plaid and AD with some stripes, you know. You want to go vertical with those things. Very slimming look. Oh, he bricks the second free throw. So we got a 7-point game right now. Boston bringing the ball down court. I am curious to see if they're just going to go straight to the big shooters. They've got to, right?
I would assume.
They're moving the ball around.
The starters are back in.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown almost bricking sorry, he definitely bricked, but almost airballing a 3-pointer. I think we got
He's been sitting for like half the game.
We got a jump ball call after a couple guys got wrapped up under the hoop on the rebound.
I always think that's the weirdest thing. Like, imagine like they were up 27.
Dude, Boston was up 27 points.
And they're a 24-4 run.
Yeah, Lakers on a 24-4 run. That is again, I was saying this shit before.
Oh, Lakers ball.
Lakers ball. I am not rooting for the Lakers.
I'm rooting for good basketball, but fuck.
Yeah, like, was that a block?
Yeah,
oh, no, Lakers ball. Lakers ball. You must have deflected off of him when he went out of bounds. Dude.
Cornet.
Blazers, Boston. Oh, my God. Yo. Holy shit. Ladies and gentlemen, turn the lights back on. We got a 5-point game. Minute 18 left. This is, whew. I can't believe, I didn't know they were up by 27. That is insane. We're going to close.
What's crazy is it's not the Lakers starters either.
Right.
These are like Lakers bench.
Uh-huh. Boston they got a bucket.
Jaylen Brown with a tough finish.
Open it back up, 7-point game. We got 1 minute left on the clock. They're going to let the ball roll down before picking it up, keep that clock stopped. And they got to get a couple quick baskets here, running straight under the hoop. Looking for a corner 3.
Not going to take it, no.
They are burning time right now. I don't like this.
Ooh, long 2.
Very long 2. Splashing from the Lakers logo on the baseline.
Game. They're playing like they want to win.
40 seconds left, so they're going to dribble this down. They're trying to trap him at the top. Couldn't do it. Oh, my God. They're going back and forth right now. Another 2. Brown on the other side with a nice floater, dropping it right in the rim. Nothing but net. And now, man, these guys do not know how to run a fast-paced game. We got a foul.
Off the ball.
Yeah, off-ball foul. And the question is, so this is the interesting thing, right? We talk about this a lot, and this is kind of like one of the meta conversations of the game right now. Would it behoove the Celtics to just foul? Just foul them.
Yeah.
Let them dribble, and the minute that they put up a shot, hack the shit out of them so they don't hit anything.
It's one way to ice them. I mean, what are you risking fouling out? I mean,
right now, yeah, but
it doesn't matter. There's a lot of ways you could have gone about this. I don't think any team should give up. I don't know how you can almost give up basically a 30-point lead against no names.
Yeah. Hit the first free throw, shaves it to a 6-point lead, 22.7 seconds left. All of the, not all the bench guys, the coaching staff are sitting in their seats, but everyone else is standing up. Breaks the second one. Boston gets the rebound and foul. Okay, now we might get into some relatively boring basketball.
No, it's not a shot.
They had a foul to give.
They're not in the bonus yet.
Yeah, foul to give, not in the bonus, so they're going to inbound from around half court. But are they just going to foul instantaneously? Yes, they're wrapping them up.
They're trying to put pressure.
They shaved about 2 seconds off, so we got just under 17.9 left. And again, 6-point lead, Boston favor. They're going to get 2 at the line, and then Boston's going to inbound. I'd love to know if Boston has a timeout. I'd love to know any of this stuff, but TNT just not particularly.
Boston has 2
Boston
timeouts?
has 2, it looks like. Yeah, Lakers in the bonus.
Yeah, with no timeouts.
Splash is the first, so widens it up to a 7-point lead. That might be the dagger. It's a 3-possession game now.
Kemba Walker's like, how the fuck did we get here?
All right, hits the second, so 8-point lead. This is
Mark is smart.
all but said and done. Boston's not going to foul.
They're going to try to jack up a 3, get a better
was,
look.
That was not a better look. All right,
And
Boston
that's game.
ball.
That's game.
Yep. They're going to dribble it out. That is it. Boston 121 over Lakers 113. Got interesting there.
Yeah, kind of got fun at the
minutes,
end.
man.
I didn't expect them to fucking blow a 27-point lead.
Basketball, baby, you get a little lazy.
Yeah, true. Well, you let the other guys get some minutes, and then
So here we go. This is an updated Eastern Conference. We got Philly, Brooklyn, Milwaukee, Atlanta, Boston, and the Knicks in the top 6. They're going to the playoffs immediately. In the play-in tournament, Miami, Charlotte, Indiana, and Chicago. Shout out, the Bulls are back. And then right outside of contention for play-in is going to be the Raptors, and then Washington.
I hope Washington gets in.
Rounding out the pack at the end, 21-33, 16 and a half games behind. They're tied with the Raptors. Dude, the play-in tournament's so funny. Like, having 2 teams where it's just like, sorry guys, yeah, you're done. You're going fishing. Kind of interesting. But the thing I was thinking about earlier was like, well, why don't you just have a play-in tournament for everybody? Now, the argument is, okay, so we're going to watch a bunch of trash-ass basketball players play each other to then get just immediately knocked out in the first round. Like,
yeah, but you sell more tickets or more streams, more games.
So the argument is that it keeps the fan base of shitty teams engaged in the season longer.
Yeah, probably.
I think in a shortened season like the one we're dealing with right now, that's great.
How bummed would you be if Alex Caruso threw you his headband? I just watched him. I just watched him throw it into the crowd.
I don't want that shit.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah, it's like getting a home run from the other team. You got to throw it back.
True.
But we could be in the Staples Center. I'm throwing it back. Speaking of throwing it back, I'm going to throw it back to the crib. This was an interesting night of channel surfing. Pretty decisive victory for, well, no, not really. Neither. I thought Celtics was blowing it out. Celtics taking on the W. Suns taking on the W. Moving up in the standings in the Western Conference Finals. Should we look at the schedule real quick for next week?
Yeah, we'll check out next week.
Let's peep what's going on next week. And I want to say that there's a Portland game coming up on a Thursday. Going up on a Thursday. That should be our theme song, man. All right, Thursday the 22nd.
We got Suns Celtics.
Suns at 4:00, so we're gonna miss that one.
Yeah.
We have no. Whoa, this is interesting.
No Blazers games.
Well, no Blazers games. We got Hornets Bulls at 6, and we got Lakers Mavs at 6:30. So
guess it's the Lakers Mavs.
Yeah, I could watch Luka play.
I'm just immediately like
Yeah,
disgusted.
he's good at basketball though.
He is good.
That's the
He
bummer.
puts the ball in the hoop and with the little touch, and then
Puts the ball in the hoop.
he goes, "That's a spicy basketball."
Basketball.
He's not Italian.
He's not. Doncic is not an Italian name.
Maybe it's Northern Italy or something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can check out the end of the. You know what's interesting? I haven't watched a minute of Gordon. What's his Hayward?
Yeah, Gordon Hayward.
I haven't watched any of his basketball. I kind of want to because I hate that guy and I
The
want to root
Hornets?
against him. Hornets Bulls. That's going to be a trash game.
Yeah, that's not
Maybe
gonna
we'll
be-
catch some of the end of that. But Lakers Mavs could be fun. We'll check back in with you about a time. I mean, we could start earlier and
Yeah.
then end earlier.
Yeah, we'll see.
Check the feed for more info later. I'll make a new little graphic. We'll get something popping. And yeah, at BASKETBOARDS on Twitter. Again, like I say this every week, if you don't follow us, I don't know how you found out about this because it's the only way we talk about it.
Yeah.
And that'll do it for us this week in the Size 10 studios. I am checking out. Boys, you want to say farewell to the lovely folks that are still watching?
Yeah. Thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Fuck cops.
Fuck cops, that's right.